Reconvene on the line, and we're live. Hello, good folks of the realm. Lord Commander AK back at you. We usually do the watch alongs on Sunday evenings, but I wasn't feeling that great yesterday, so
Fair.
We skipped it. But now we're back here. Me, myself, Manic. And you see, we have a special guest, Lady D. I do believe will be popping in a little later. She's got a tiny human to wrangle. So the babies come first, always on this channel. So
Of course.
that's just what we do. But we got the Batt Productions, Kevin over here, who has been, if you guys followed a lot of folks that did streams and discussions about Game of Thrones, then I'm pretty sure y'all know who this dude is. But Kev, just in case for those who don't, tell us who you are, where the folks can find you.
Oh, that's a fair question. Hello, everybody. My name's Kevin. I'm from the YouTube channel that you had just been told about, called the Batt Productions. I've been talking about Game of Thrones and Song of Ice and Fire, but mainly the main TV show stuff since like 2015, 2016. And most people who found my channel were for this very specific video type called Game of Thrones What If videos. I haven't really made them quite as much lately, but I'm doing a ton of the House of the Dragon stuff. And my big thing right now is I'm kind of doing like a narration audiobook, Fire and Blood, which is really fun.
Oh, hey, okay. I'm going to check that out.
It's honestly, it's really fun. And I think I'm getting good at it now, finally. In the first couple chapters, I wasn't as good.
Nice.
I did a whole chapter, The Hour of the Wolf, when I got to do a Stark voice, which really, that was pretty awesome.
House Stark, I love them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. And, The Hour of the Wolf is, honestly, I think it's chapter 19. It's the outrageously awesome chapter.
So looking forward to that.
It's pretty awesome. If they actually do that in the show, which I hope they do, that'd be amazing. But yeah, so that's a lot of what I do right now. And I'm not doing a lot of other stuff. For a little bit, I was doing some Marvel and DC stuff. But now you can obviously watch House of the Dragon stuff. I'm on a rush to get a lot of subscribers. 50,000 is kind of my goal now. I'm at like 38.8 now. And we're moving. We're moving along. So if
Indeed, you can definitely get that.
Maybe we'll see. If anyone wants to, subscribe, of course, and go check out the content, youtube.com/the Batt Productions with 2 T's. Like, I was supposed to be called the Batman Productions, but I forgot to write man when I made the channel. So that's why my logo sort of looks like the bat signal, sort of.
I can dig it.
My last name starts with BATT, and it was supposed to be a clever take, but I failed. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, I'm very happy to be here today.
I
don't stream very much. I'm very happy to be here today.
And yes, as CC Miss Duck in the Hall is telling us, Henry Seville has been rumored to be in talks for House of the Dragon season 2. My very first pick is Cregan Stark.
Come on.
And low-key, I'm gonna blame Roris for that. Because when she did all of her House Stark history bits, when it came to Cregan Stark, there's a picture of Henry Seville in what could be very, very well be like Northern, warrior lord's armor and clothes. And that's been stuck in my head ever since. So when I saw that tweet, I was like, oh yeah, yes, let's make this happen, please.
Oh yeah.
I'm here for all of that.
That what's his name? Henry Cavill. I think ever since
Team Cregan.
He was the Witcher guy. They've been able to like use that for a lot of different Song of Ice and Fire characters. I wouldn't hate it, but I don't know. I don't know if he.
He would. I mean, it would be kind of meta if he did it too, because this character is kind of the Marvel equivalent of Superman from DC. He would make a good Hyperion if he were going into the MCU.
I actually don't really know that character.
I don't.
I may not be as deep as a comic nerd as you.
But yeah, he's one of those space groups that are in there. Yeah, I think he would do good on that role. But we will have to wait and see. But that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. Tonight we're back to hashtag them dragons. And as you guys know, we don't go beat for beat through the episode. There's plenty of us on the YouTube streets, and many folks do that. And while I do love some of those discussions, I find that I like just, taking the little highlights and tidbits that we see so we can talk and have all the convo, discourse, and complete lulls and tangents about all of that. So, Since we have our special guest here, Kevin, go ahead and start us off. What were like your 3 or 4 big points that you liked in this episode?
Well, Miss Duncan the Tall is what kind of made me laugh. I read the comments. Sex. I mean, that was a major theme.
Are we surprised though?
No. And it's fun. I have someone close to me that was like, in episode 1, with Damon putting the necklace on Rainier is like oh, I think there's like a chemistry there. I was like,
he saddled his dragon.
He did.
And this past episode, like, it's weird because I was super uncomfortable during all of it. I knew it was coming, but all of it, and it's I don't know.
It's their world.
I embrace it in this moment because I definitely was like,
real
do
quick.
that.
Real quick before we continue, let me get my sister on here. Lady Diligence.
Oh my God, we have a camera. Hi, ma'am. I miss your face.
Yes.
Hi, guys. I just finished cooking dinner, so yeah.
We like dinner. Dinner is essential.
Dinner's good. I like dinner. How's it
going?
going?
Batt Productions, Lady D, Batt Productions, aka
Hi, Batt
Kevin.
Productions.
Hi there, Lady D.
Hi, everyone out in the interwebs.
Excellent. Yes. So we got the band all together here. So let's continue. Yeah. Kevin, go ahead with that next story.
Yeah, I was super uncomfortable during the sex scene. Like Damon and Rainier, everyone was super hype about it. Obviously, because they were really excited to finally have them hook up. And it's amazing how we're in the context. Frames are really important in the context of House of the Dragon as opposed to Game of Thrones. An uncle and a niece hooking up. Like, who cares? But Jaime and Cersei, like, whoa, they should be murdered for being weird. But here, everyone was rooting for it, basically. I couldn't.
We knew that's what was coming.
I knew it. Okay,
it's true. It's true. And, I don't know, but I couldn't get past something. I couldn't get past the idea of the idea of grooming. He's been thinking about this for a while, probably. She's unknowing. She's starting to fall into it. But
is it unknowing though?
I don't think. I think she knew what was going on roughly, but that's because he's put a lot of effort into it, in my opinion. And it's kind of made it a lot easier for her to start to kind of fall for him over the years. Just the necklace thing. I had someone tell me, this is the strange thing. She told me after episode 1, she's like, I would really like a guy to put a necklace on me. And I thought that was a really weird statement. But it spoke to the intimacy of the act. And I thought that was very interesting. And I'm like, all right, well, we know what path this is going down. I already know because I read the book, but it was weird. And I'm thinking when he brings her to the pleasure house and looking at everybody having sex and doing their freakish stuff, and it's that's grooming 101. You start showing the victims some porn and going oh, look what they're doing. Maybe we should be doing it too. And then all of a sudden they do it and then bam, awful stuff. So I felt super uncomfortable, even though I like Damon, I like Rhaenyra. And I was happy they were together, but not in that way. I don't know. I felt creeped out.
That's the conflict we all face. When it's only on the page and you don't really have to visualize it like that, it is easy to just skirt past that. And even watching the show to a degree, I think, we can separate our existence and our reality from what their world is. But still...
I'm a root for it.
Yeah, it does get,
I'm a root for it.
Odd sometimes, but I'm here for that because they legit are my House of Dragons OTP, and we know from what's coming because we've read the source material. When it comes down to the bare bones of it, that's the tag team that you want to be on.
The things be thinking over there.
Yeah. I totally get the reservation, and a lot of folks in the fandom have also voiced their reservations at different times. But we just that's one point we just gotta let go.
Unfortunately, you're absolutely correct. I was very highly upset that it didn't go all the way. I'm like, you did that. You did all of that. You made her moist, so she had to go back to her room and go poke this poor guard. He was just doing his job. Okay, he was doing his job, minding his business.
With her pants down.
Yes, literally. She's all moist.
You had taken the damn hat off her head. You took your hood off. Motherfuckers can see you, Damon. I know you messy. And I have respect for the brand of messy thus far. But this shit right here, nah.
That's super mess.
That's
He
not
was like,
cool.
today I'm going to lick my fingers and put it in all the pies.
Agreed.
I didn't think I would hear that
But-
phrase during this, but that's
Oh, there are lots more
Wrong.
coming. There's a lot more coming.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
literally,
We
ha,
don't
ha,
have, we
ha.
don't have a filter here.
Literally, I'm gonna lick
So,
my
you know, in
fingers.
case you were
and
wondering
stick
if something
Come
if a
on.
spirit moves you to
Is
say
she over here
something,
flip-flopping on the cock? She's like
Can't
flopping on the
remember.
cock. Like, come on.
holy jizz.
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, actually, all right. So since we're talking about that, yeah, like Damon, like, you know, he tried, but he couldn't get it up basically. And that's really what it came down to. He couldn't. They talked about this after the episode. They said
fuck
that
that whiskey dick.
specifically said Damon's impotence was probably tied to psychological thing. And actually, this is like kind of a weird statement by the showrunner. I thought he said that like Damon's impotence may have been tied to the fact that he was kind of using Rhaenyra to get back at his brother to some degree, and also get his own ways. But when he realized that Rhaenyra was enjoying it and she was turned on by it, he, for some reason, it was like a different thing. And he realized he felt bad. Then he punched the wall and got out of there. It's just like when he couldn't exactly perform, like he couldn't get orgasm.
Yeah, with Massaria that first time.
With Massaria. Exactly. So this is like a thing, like clearly he's trying to be this guy that is selfish, he's ambitious, he doesn't really care what other people think while caring all the time, kind of like Jamie in a way, sort of. And it's getting to him all the time. And it's just another example, but poor Rhaenyra, she got left out to dry.
Listen,
Bruh, like literally left out.
But she wasn't even left out. Like she literally would have had to dry herself. And since they do not have automatic fans in Westeros, that was impossible. She had to do something. So it is what it is. You're here to serve, sir. Serve. Like, I mean,
enter Christian Cole, your princess.
Come on.
Needs something.
Yeah,
For those
you went on your knees for 6
seen,
hours. Like, come on.
You know, for those of you guys that may have seen the TV show C with Jason Momoa, Rhaenyra needed you to prove your worthiness and pray with her real quick. I'm not going to explain that. Go watch C.
I haven't seen C, but I will check it out because
isn't that on Apple TV or something?
It is on Apple TV,
okay,
yes. And the bare bones of it is society is basically in a post-apocalyptic state, and everyone is blind. So when it comes to people that are now being born with sight again, they're not only treated as bad, but of course everyone's going to try to exploit them. So it's I want to say legit, it's almost blind Game of Thrones without the magic. It's very interesting. I do highly encourage folks to go check it out. Season 3 is dropping right now, and that will be the last season. They're wrapping everything up, so we do get full closure on all of the subplots that we've gotten through the first and second season. I think you guys will like it.
I just don't have Apple TV because I hate Apple.
Okay, well, slide into my DMs. You know I'll be having them extracurricular ways of doing things. I got you.
Oh yeah, I got a website that I watch everything on. It's pretty great.
Yes,
although
and
I
I
still have all
appreciate
the
you sharing that link with me, sir. I've been enjoying myself.
I think it's a Russian website. I don't know. But it ends with .ru, so I assume that's Russia.
I mean, we think it is. We don't know for sure. We're just speculating here. just speculating.
It's great. I've been using it to watch Miss Marvel, which is actually a good show.
Dude, Miss Marvel is so underrated.
It's so much fun.
So underrated. I love
3
that
episodes
show.
in. I love it.
It gets even better.
I hate to say it. I know it's really popular for the incels on the internet to say this, but I really don't like She-Hulk. So, but I love Miss Marvel. So,
not everybody does. It's not for it. It's not gonna hit with everybody. I understand.
No, yeah. It's. I don't know what to say. I don't know. She-Hulk, maybe it'll get better by the end. But anyway, beside the point,
and then it just kept getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I don't know.
Agreed.
I like it. I think it's entertaining.
Yourself, tell the truth.
It's okay, but I don't know. I expect a certain level with MCU projects, and like a few like stickers in a row is starting to make me go, all right, maybe they should slow down. Like I didn't like.
Yeah, I think everybody could have skipped Hawkeye, with the exception of maybe Yelena.
Oh, I love
and all the
Yelena.
antics.
I love her. I love
great.
Florence in real life. Like she just
exactly. She
she's a thick bitch who minds her business. Like, you know what? I'm gonna sit over here and drink this.
Yes, and I love those thick ladies. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to drag you back.
Off topic. That will happen a lot, Kevin. It's your first time here, but yeah, we often go off on tangents.
Well, that's good. That's good. All right. Well, I mean, I guess the obvious is after Rhaenyra, didn't get what she was looking for from Daemon, or what Daemon was looking for, really. She was all charged up. Took it. The stupid, dumb, childish phrase for having sex that I made up with is she played hide the helmet with Christian Cole, and eventually got it on. It didn't take much for Kristen to give it up.
It didn't. He was like, I'm working.
I'm just saying he tried, but we all know. Come on now, we
didn't try that hard.
Were that young,
sleeping and
horny as hell at the time.
I'm trying to sleep.
If he really wanted to walk away, he would have walked away.
His booty was tooted.
He couldn't. There was no way that man could have walked away. His third leg was cemented squarely where he was.
Exactly.
He would have tried to walk away and been stuck. There was nowhere for him to go but up. Feel me? Like
the confidence was full.
Scott Ashley Rock mentioned something about that. Said, was there a power dynamic there? And there was. She's
technically.
Oh, she's a rapist. Let's talk about it. Like, she's a rapist. Let's talk about it. She's a rapist. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
If you want to put it in 2022 frame,
she had to pull him into it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She had to pull him. He literally said, "No, stop." And she was like, "Why? It's me." She was like, "Why? It's me, Princess Rhaenyra." He took off that white cloak and was looking at it like, "God damn you, forsaking the vows." Put his hands on his knees and was like, "All right, I guess I'm gonna get all up in this, but I didn't want to. I did not want to." Okay. He was there to serve. He was there to serve. If it was a woman, and it was not a man, if it was a woman, if it was a serving girl, and it was a prince, and that servant girl came in there, and her job was to serve him freaking pie or whatever. And he was like, "Nah, I'm horny. This one done got me wild up. I need to." And he started taking off her clothes. And when she said stop, he was like, "But it's me." And it kept going. We would say that it was rape. Yep. She raped a Kingsguard. It is what it is. He couldn't say no. What was he going to do?
Multiple times in this episode, we can see Rhaenyra has very much discarded the wishes of other people. Again, Team Black. However, there's still shady characters.
Fuck that green bitch. Even though I'm wearing green, don't get twisted. Black underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Even though I don't like some of the things I've seen her do right now, no, I'm still ultimately Team Back overall, because they are doing the most to make Alicent far more sympathetic.
Child, I'd be like, bitch, you tried it.
Storytelling.
You tried it.
Alicent is playing the game now, and that's what I started saying after the last episode. She is
in my comments
playing the game. This is not just Otto's machinations or his daughter doing what she was told anymore. No. She knows how to properly steer Viserys. She's well versed in that now. We saw it in this episode.
We saw it in the last episode.
It's not just her, going along with the flow and doing what Daddy told her to. No,
absolutely.
She's a player.
I don't see
She's a player right now. Absolutely.
I don't really see it that way right now.
Oh God, absolutely. Sneaking in and listening to the king having a conversation. Her ass in the corner like this.
Why was she in the tunnels when we saw Daemon spying?
Bring her to me.
How did she even know about the tunnels? Rhaenyra is just now finding out about those tunnels. Why does Alicent know about them already?
I don't know.
Was she was in the tunnel? I have to rewatch it. She was in the tunnels? I thought she was standing in the room behind something.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't she behind the divider thing?
That's what I thought. She was behind the divider.
She was behind the divider because remember he had called her into the room.
I thought that was part of the tunnel where we saw
the tunnel. There's a possibility.
Disgusting sex.
Yeah, because that last night she was just laying there getting dicked up and she didn't like it. And so she had to just deal with it. So it's not like she escaped the room. She was still definitely in the room in the same clothes, like, ho-hum, didn't get to bust a nut
I
again.
got beef. I got beef with Viserys on that, but let's let Kevin finish up with his thoughts. We've gone on the tangent enough.
I think it's the first time I've ever been part of a stream where someone said "dicked up," and that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of firsts going to be happening.
Different.
Yeah,
look, we different over here. Like I said, we have no filter, and we will always speak it what it is.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's just my language has. I need to get some better synonyms. Yeah. So, well, okay. So the reason why I say that is, like, don't get me wrong. She's in it to some degree. But I felt like this whole episode, at least right now, at this exact moment, I thought it was kind of like her talking about how she's not really a player, and most of the time she goes to Viserys is usually against what is you would think is her own interests. Like, she keeps defending Rhaenyra about like not being taken out of the line of succession, and that seemed like by not taking Rhaenyra out of the line of succession in lieu of her son, that definitely has a strong claim, Aegon. So I think she keeps defending Rhaenyra right now and actually not being smart at all. I think that may change. I mean, it ended with Otto being, sent off like her dad. Like,
you would lose your job.
If she's a player right now, she's awful. I just don't see it yet.
Does it serve her interest better to have her father still there to try to get in her ear and manipulate her, or does it serve her better to have him gone?
It serves her better to have him
That's
gone.
what you got to ask yourself. I think it serves her better to have him gone. It just so happened that Rhaenyra became the catalyst for that. And I brought it up a little bit when we did our first episode discussion. The actresses that play the young Rhaenyra and young Alicent both said specifically they played up the subtext of them possibly being in a secret romantic relationship or being attracted to each other. They did that on purpose. So for anyone that's looking at their interactions and how they react to certain things in their environment, that makes it seem like maybe Alicent is mad because she has a thing for Rhaenyra and vice versa even. It's true. It's there because they wanted it to be there. So the whole thing in the garden where Alicent first confronted her, that was a brokenhearted, jilted lover saying, "Bitch, what the fuck?" And Rhaenyra had to try to crawl her way out of that. And Rhaenyra would not have lied just because it might jeopardize her, future pairing.
She didn't want to hurt her feelings either.
And ruling. She didn't want to hurt Bae's feelings, so she had to lie.
Stomped all on that shit. Fuck this bitch.
That's what I'm saying. If you're seeing the subtext is there very purposely. I'd have to find the Twitter thread, and if I do, I'll post it later. But yeah, they said, we did that shit on purpose. That we know it's there. When she was laying on her lap, I rather like my position. I think it's quite comfortable. Yeah, bitch, we get it. We know. We see you. My gaydar is usually 99.99% correct, and it's all over them too. Just saying.
I think she lied because she couldn't tell the truth. What were you gonna say? Oh no, because the reality is the spy lied too. You did not couple with Daemon. Technically, he just put the tip in. So what were you gonna say? Oh well, I was in there.
Like, did he even get hard enough to put the whole thing in?
You're not gonna tell the truth about that. So you're gonna I'm just being honest, right? Like, okay, we look at the show for what it is. She said in the show, we've seen it, how since she has been taken away from childhood, right? And Rhaenyra have been taken away from childhood. You see, they are both very lonely people. Mm-hmm. They have been divorced from each other, not by choice, but by force and circumstance. And now they're all alone. Politics. Both of them are all alone, and both of them are without love, whether we want to, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Homegirl is literally laying there right now, getting done every night. And she feels she doesn't, you know how horrible that's like eating without taste buds, y'all. That's horrible. That's torture.
but also with the sense of smell, because that man has to be rotting.
And the sense, right? And he has to be
dude. Seriously. Did y'all see those fucking sores on his back? Ugh.
So for her in her, like, it is what it is. The life she's living, she's being institutionally raped every night or every other night, right? Like, you come and wake me up out of my sleep 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Like, yeah, let me get at, like, this is, it's an awful life. And she's saying, I am alone. I'm noticing that I'm looking around and I don't have friends anymore. People do not see the Lady Alicent anymore. They only see the queen.
Yep.
She feels alone. I do think that she's playing the game because she's the queen and she has to. And there's just certain things you're going to have to do. But to Kevin's point, to Batt Productions' point, I think that she's not at the point in the game that we remember from the Rogue Prince, right? Or from the Prince.
Not yet.
There's this
episode 5
that I had not seen before, and that's what they're visualizing for us. That fact that she did have a friendship with Rhaenyra, and I think that there is that like, okay, like that part of your friend being mad at you for screwing up. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm sure everyone here is a great guy and a great girl, so no one's ever done anything crazy that their friends have had to been like, are you serious? To get them back to the other side. But that is what that seems like to me. Because for her, like, I've already adopted this life, just in the same way that Rhaenys can say, this is the way that things are. I understand that this is the way of things. Alicent can now say, without a doubt, that I understand that this is the way of things. Because 4 years ago, I was a girl. And I had somewhat freedom. And now I'm being raped every night. And I'm locked in the castle being forced to push out heirs, just like you said. That is the reality of my life. Mm-hmm. And so I think that she wanted to retain some type of friendship. But what she doesn't realize with Rhaenyra is that Rhaenyra doesn't understand that this is the way of things yet. Rhaenyra is still going to fight. Rhaenyra is still doing all of the things. Hopeful. And she thinks that she can behave as a man because she has a, quote, man's place as heir of Dragonstone. Yeah. And she can't. Just like any of us, you can be the CEO of a company. You still cannot behave like a man. There's a line. It just is what it is. So long story short, I feel that what's going on with Alicent is that Homegirl is getting ready to be what we remember her as in the books. Yeah. But she's not there yet. Right now, she still is a 21-year-old girl who needs a friend.
Yep.
And she saw her friend doing something that could potentially screw up life for her friend and for her, but potentially screw up life for her friend. And if this really is your friend and you're looking at your dad like, yo, why are you trying to push my friend out of her seat? You now realize that Rhaenyra, you're playing into his hand. Like, you're playing in his hand. He's literally, you're just giving him everything that he wants. So I think that's where some of the anger came from. And then from Rhaenyra's side, she definitely couldn't have told her the truth. Like, yeah, he put the tip in. Like, what are you gonna know? You're gonna say, I don't know what happened. We were drinking. Like, no one's ever used that excuse before. I'm sure we've never heard that in real life in like modern day time. Nothing happened. I drank, he passed out, and that was it. We just woke up in the morning and no one had a walk of shame. Like, you know, that's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like Rhaenyra is already at that point where Alicent is over and Alicent is still looking for a friend.
Yeah, that's so lonely in her little thing. But I don't feel bad for her because, ma'am, you knew what it was. Your dad put you in the game, and you were like, "So this is the play we're gonna play, or this is the play we're gonna play." All right, so she played the play, and now she's like, "Okay, I'm the queen. Now I'm about to be in this corner doing stuff I don't want to do because my dad wants to have an heir on the throne," and I'm just like, ma'am, I know they're trying to make me feel bad for you. Now, granted, I did feel bad a little bit when Viserys' nasty ass body was on you, but ma'am, at least you got to take your sleepy juice first. So I don't know what was in that cup that she mixed at the middle of the night before she went to bed, but hopefully that helped.
It wasn't enough to help her pass out.
Like,
not enough. Yo, baby girl was already laid up in her bed for the night. She was not trying to be bothered by anybody else, and the king requests your presence.
But I'm just wondering,
bitch, I'm about to be asleep. Fuck you.
He had a difficulty with a wet cloth on his skin. So you try to tell me you can get on somebody and rut like a dog with all this stuff peeling and shit and burning and blistering?
He's a man. Please, they'll let a dog chew his other leg off to finish. Get out of here.
I mean,
Like,
not
so
even that, but
Ugh.
how is it, Viserys, that you are so damn clueless? You can't see that this woman is not enjoying herself.
I don't even think he cares.
I know he has a fucking.
He don't care.
He hasn't been taught
his
to
stroke
care.
game is weak as fuck.
You figure, like,
he
in
has
real life,
no dick game at all. Like, bruh, you really don't know how to read the
room.
This has been your character since episode 1.
I don't think he cared at all.
Viserys.
No. I mean, if you got someone to call and wake her up, he didn't care.
He did.
Look what he did to Emma.
Thank you, Kevin.
He literally sent the maid down the hallway like, "Hey, big head, what you doing?"
Yo, for real. Like,
Hey,
look what he did to Emma. Oh, they're about to bring the baby forward.
I was so pissed.
He doesn't say shit. I'm still mad at that.
Still pissed.
You let these assholes manhandle her like a fucking rag doll. Them gray rats, like Lady Dustin said. And I am not a Lady Dustin fan, but the bitch had a point. Fuck all of them gray rats, except maybe Marwyn. He's kind of cool. I got no love for the rest of them. Again, I will go to my grave saying that was a double murder that we witnessed.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Do you think that Viserys doesn't care because he's still focused on just cranking out heirs for the prophecy? Like, he can sense his impending death coming with how much he's falling apart.
Right now, what number kid are they on? Because I was trying to figure out the time skip. Did she have?
I think they have 2.
Yeah, they have.
I think they're on 2
now.
What?
Yeah. That was. I think that was baby Helena that she was holding. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that one, Candy. Yeah, Mr. Aemon was cool, but the one thing that I'll say I didn't like about Mr. Aemon is he really tried to make Bran believe that there wasn't any type of extracurricular deep magic in the world, and that was fucked up. Because there absolutely is, and he had the opportunity to maybe help Bran. But he's one of the very few maesters that has a Valyrian steel link, which means he was able to light the black flame candle. Shout out to my Hocus Pocus fans. Y'all know what that means. So I think Maester Luwin had potential. He really did. And he came from he used to be at House Tully spot. That's where he used to be, and he came with all that wealth of knowledge and having the Valyrian steel links. So sir, that magic is real because on some small degree you're able to wield it, but you tried to curb this boy, and you might have been able to make that journey go a little bit smoother. But again, that's a conversation for another tinfoil stream on another day. We're not going to go there. Kev, go ahead. I'm sorry. Do you care if I call you Kev? There's another Kevin that I know on YouTube, and I call him Kev too.
Sounds good. You call me Kev.
Okay, I just know I have a lot of nicknames, but not everybody can use some of those nicknames, so I was trying to be respectful of folks.
Oh, like what?
Okay, well I'll tell you one. My family nickname is Inky Pinky because when I was born, I was extreme. I can't even say high yellow. I was literally like your complexion with rosy tint.
Oh.
So that's why they called me. And my father is very dark skinned, and my mother is a smooth brown mocha. But here comes me, the little white kid with red blotches on her skin. So
this is my summer color.
Called me Inky Pinky once when I was like a month old, and it stuck to this day. All of my aunts and my uncles will call me Inky Pinky. I'm 41 years old. That shit is not going anywhere.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been. I mean, I don't know if you had a discussion.
I mean, I don't mind it, honestly. I think it's kind of cool because there's not a whole lot of folks in my family that does have a family nickname. So I dig the individuality it gives me.
Girl,
yeah.
We don't know nobody's real name over here.
Oh, hold on. New name in the chat. I don't believe I've seen you before, Lady Treese Namumba. Welcome. How old is Melisandre at this time?
She's 100,
I want to say about around the 200, 300 mark, because by the time we see her in Game of Thrones, she's been around for about 400 some plus years. And that's the main reason why a lot of folks have the theory that Bloodraven and Sheriff Seastar are her parents. They're not old enough to be her parents. She been around, like she legit could come across the narrow sea and start fucking with stuff now. A lot of folks think that what's the baby girl name? Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch. She's gonna be playing a younger version of her. Rivers. I don't think so. Yeah, I think she's gonna play Alice Rivers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I didn't know that.
Hey, Bird fun. Lady was good. Lovely for you to come back. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, whoa. Bird Lady really has a bird in the avatar. That's cool.
Wow. Thanks. Yo, for y'all that don't know Bird Lady, she actually been in the fandom following a lot of us for a while, but she had a different name back in the day. So I'll leave it to her to drop that name.
Oh, okay. I'll never know. Like I was somewhat plugged into like the Game of Thrones fandom for a little bit.
You were. I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah, I had a few buds, but like I don't really have those so much anymore because we just, for one reason or another, like Rarist actually did like a podcast for a hot second with Rarist and Because Geek.
I mean, y'all were doing that with was it Tarzan and somebody else? I think
Tarzan.
We're doing that, yeah.
And shout
out to Tarzan. You know, my boy, he's been going through as many health issues as I have over the past few months. So if y'all know who Tarzan is, yo, send some good vibes and prayers his way, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on, but fandom. That's good. He's a cool dude.
Yeah. Absolutely. One of my faves.
Yeah, and that's when I learned about Rar. She's awesome. Anyway, oh yeah, actually, I'm sorry. I didn't want to get off this because I was going to say this, but I don't remember what we got on. But about Alicent, okay? So Alicent in particular. Now, I said that she's not really playing right now, right? However, I have to kind of amend that statement because I think at the end of the episode, there's possibly a mystery where potentially Alicent may be the one that did it. You know, because you have the Archmaester come in and say like, hey, I put together this nice little Plan B potion for you.
Yes.
And you got to take it. Said it's from the king. But is it really from the king? That's the question. Who do you think it all is from?
Like, why would
I did not know about that? Second. I didn't think for a second that was from Viserys. Not at all.
I think it's from Viserys.
I didn't think it was from him either.
Yeah,
I'm pegging Alicent on that. Alicent seemed again, you know, much the jilted lover, and she's trying to cover for Rhaenyra. That again, you know, back in the day, that was their partner in crime. And also, I question why Alicent feels so lonely now, because even before that time, before she was the queen, we only ever saw her with Rhaenyra. So what other friends did she have at all? I don't think she had any. You always just had clout because your father's the hand and you're best friends with the princess. It was never about you. And she's really starting to see that now. And I was honestly surprised that they had reconciled a little bit, it seems, by this episode. And I get it. I get why they did that. You know, like I said, they're trying to make Alicent be really sympathetic, but it's not just that they're trying to write her in a different light, because this could very well have been the events that happened. Gildain is going off of stuff told to him secondhand through another third hand from Mushroom. Mushroom was the court jester. Of course he's going to spin a good fucking tale. He's a master at lying. So we don't know whether to trust what Gildain wrote. We don't even know whether to trust what's in front of our eyes with this show. There's tweaks of everything that could be true. So it's real interesting to see how they're going to play this. And the added bonus of there being a jilted lover subtext in the mix between Rhaenyra and Alicent, I think just works so perfectly. It just makes it that more interesting and draws me more into the espionage. I dig it.
Absolutely. Now, does anyone else have any other kind of thoughts on that? Because right now I'm kind of at a point where I'm thinking it's Alicent too. I don't really go away. I've seen some other kookier theories about it, so I might as well open the floor up a little bit there.
Yeah, go ahead. What are the? I'm curious. What are the kooky theories? I've stayed away from most of the tinfoil.
We enjoy mess.
Oh, okay.
Yes, well, we messy. We love it. Like, bring on that messy tinfoil.
I'm not going to be able to talk about it at length because I'm not one of the ones holding it up, but I'm not sure how much I believe into this, but basically it's something that's been kicked around for a while in general. I think throughout the Song of Ice and Fire and kind of the history is that the Citadel really resents like the magic of the dragons and stuff, and they're slowly trying to take down the Targaryens. And this is just another one of those moves that we're like, all right, we can get rid of one before it even starts. And obviously we know it's kind of brewing right now, and he just did it on his own basically, which I think is an interesting point.
Go back and watch our episode 1 and episode 2 discussions. We touched on that, and we are all
trash.
That shit was on purpose.
They garbage.
Yeah, they had to. They knew with all of the old blood coming together with Viserys and Aemma, we got Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra, unfortunately, is a woman, so there's always going to be heavy pushback on that. However, if we can get rid of Aemma, you know, the one whose blood is helping to birth all of those extra magical babies that are dragon riders, and they help they're kind of dragon breeders because they help the eggs to come forth. All of that has to stop with Rhaenyra. If they would have gotten what was the name they gave the baby? Balon? If Balon would have survived, that would have just been a male version of Rhaenyra. And then we have what in their eyes would probably be the dragon apocalypse, and they would never be able to get rid of the Targaryens because they'd be too powerful. So you're not the only one that's thought that. Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure I believe it. It sounds cool, but I don't know. But
we'll never know because George just be fucking with us like that. He loves the theories, but then he don't give a damn about what we think at the end of the day.
No, not really. I don't think he really cares at all. And
he cares enough to change the ending of the Song of Ice and Fire. I know that's changing. He's changing the hell out of that because we were like, bitch, what the fuck? And he's changing it right now.
But I don't even disagree with the ending totally of
Bran should never be king. That's like one big thing. I flip a table.
The endings weren't really the problem. It's the way they got there. That's what the issue
basically
is.
Bran's ending is the only thing that pisses me the fuck off. Fuck that.
I get the Bran thing for sure. Like again, the reasoning didn't make any sense. It's like, they're I can't remember what it was, how long the council went. Did the council decide who was going to be, king, and Viserys won over, Rhaenys. It took them like a month and a half, 2 months or something. And it just took one conversation where Tyrion said, well, Bran's got some stories. So,
Exactly.
And the Iron
Who
Islands
has a better story than Bran the Broken?
And
everyone.
Literally everyone. Hot pie.
Come on, Hot Pie. Come on. All he wanted to do was bake bread.
Had a better story than Bran. Come on, Tyrion.
It was in the shape of a wolf. I was like, that's talent right there. Come on.
Right. He has no magical ability. Look at this boy. He's a genius.
Son.
That whole scene just drove me nuts. I know we're not trying to dive too much back into this, but I'm generally pretty positive about this kind of stuff. But it drove me nuts when the Starks demanded independence basically, but then the Iron Islands didn't even bring it up, even though they've been constantly rebelling.
Son, did you see the look on Yara's face when Sansa was like, "We require independence"? Yara was like, "Wait, we could do that? What the fuck?"
We're like, "Oh, we've been saying that forever."
She had to look around first. She was like, "Did y'all hear that shit?
Like, wait, y'all actually on with that shit, right?" And nobody said anything. Why would all of the other lords not say the same shit? That doesn't make sense.
Child.
But Bronn being master of coin, even though Tyrion and him have talked a lot about how he's terrible with money.
How is Bronn master of anything that he has never been trained for in his life?
I can't.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
And what the hell was Brienne doing being
crying over Jaime? That's it.
You were sworn to Sansa and the North. What the fuck are you doing in King's Landing?
Crying over Jaime in a book. Name.
Pretty much.
It's touching the lettering.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, it was really bad. I'm gonna bring it back. Actually, one of my biggest things that one of my biggest issues every episode when I did a recap, I would make fun of in the episodes, despite really liking Paddy Considine and the character of Viserys, which, whether he's right or wrong, it's really fun to watch him.
He's playing the role well.
Oh God, yeah. Like you oscillate between, kind of being on his side and then going like, you fool, This episode actually, I thought his decision making, other than waking up Allison, was actually pretty on point.
Yes, thank you.
I gotta give it to him.
Better. Is it the festering wounds that's making you have clarity in the mind? I love it.
It's eating his brain.
Like more wounds.
Like he chose wisely in that moment to actually listen to his wife.
Yes.
Yeah, the quote, I think the quote of the episode, which for some reason I didn't mention in my review because I thought it was funny, was when Rhaenyra was like, "Oh, you just use you as a political headache or something." He goes, "You're my political headache.
You are my political headache,"
or something like that. And I was like, "That's
you
amazing."
You know what?
Here's
again is one thing I have beef with Viserys on. The only motherfucker that made sense on the small council besides Corlys was my boy Lord Strong.
Come on, say it again.
He's told you twice now
what to do,
how to get you and the second most powerful and richest and only dragon riding genes in the Seven Kingdoms together. And you have ignored this man at every pass. Now we see Rhaenyra going through all the damn kingdoms, looking at these bullshit suitors. I will give a shout out to that little boy. Blackwood, though, because look here, Drakens, you shouldn't have been talking shit. You stepped up and that little boy had to put you on your ass. Fuck you. House Blackwood all the way. Blackwood all the way. Okay, but back on topic. Why did you not, at the very least, what he could have done was have Alicent get into Rhaenyra's ear about Laenor. And we already know what the future is of that. But it should have come about a lot better. Instead, we saw her realizing in the small council meeting, like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to get to choose. This has to be political, blah, blah, blah. It only has to be political because Viserys was being a dumbass. Again, ignoring good advice. Again. And now, of course, Corlys is going to say, yo, if the Sea Lord of Bravos, he young, vital, he got magic blood too. We got that magic blood. Yo, we could, for real, take over all of the free cities with our dragons alone. And he's got 2 of them.
He's just so afraid of the dragons, he don't want to use that. That's his last resort for him for some reason.
It's so upset. Either way, it would be a much more powerful match, honestly, than House Targaryen. So yeah,
he
now
should have just gone in and smashed that 12-year-old.
Why didn't you do that in the first place?
I don't know. It was obviously dumb that he didn't just go with Lena Valerian in the first place. It was obviously
exactly right. We all agreed with that, absolutely, because Lena was the smarter choice. And now you got all this fuck shit going on, and for once in his life, Viserys seems to grow balls, but I'm still going to give that win to Alicent and to Rhaenyra because they're the ones that convinced him to ignore the bullshit and the fuckery that Otto was trying to give him. So...
No, that's amazing.
All these situations could have been corrected before they were even an issue.
Yeah, he didn't have any foresight. It doesn't help that Otto's distorting the images a bit. But like you said, what's his name? Strong just laid it out very plainly for him. He's like, yeah, there was no emotion to it. He's like, yeah, you need to do
both
that.
Times.
Definitely.
Especially when he tried to be like, oh, so you want me to marry my daughter to your son? He was like, actually, I don't. That's
no. Like you honor me.
But no, that's not.
Honor me, Your Grace, but it would probably be better if you mended that rift with House Valerian, and you went ahead and married Rhaenyra to Laenor. I told you this a couple years ago, but you ignored me and all that. So, maybe now you want to try to do that, and we could come out on top, be a little bit proactive, and actually really support the person that you named to be the heir to the throne with a strong house backing her, a strong house that has dragons and their own dragon riders. This is simple, Viserys, but here we are, and Viserys is still fucking up.
It is kind of amazing. Corlys is just absolutely pissed off at him, and Corlys he extends the olive branch to Viserys nah.
It's so many times he keeps doing it. He's like, well, maybe if I would be polite to him, be like, hey, we do need assistance. Nah, you're all right. Or okay, so what about my daughter? Oh, no. Okay, all right. So I have a son. Well, let me think about it.
And he didn't even tell Corliss ahead of the meeting. Like, he just bro, just to let you know, I'm not going this direction.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta insult the man right there. Dope.
Mm-mm.
Why was this whole setup made for Rhaenyra? Why did she have to go all around the realm to try to find a proper suitor? Laenor was right there.
That should have been the first
skip
move.
and a jump.
He could have had a conversation with her.
To House Valerion.
Like, listen, I fucked up. I didn't pick his daughter, and so he's pissed. I need to mend this rift. You are the item that can mend this rift. I know you want to choose. I know you don't want to be forced, but baby, this is the straw that you have picked. This is the life that you have to live, and this is what it is. Everybody has to fall in line.
And for real.
Everybody has to fall in line. And not only that, she has to start building her team. She hasn't been building her team. She spent the past couple of years being like, well, nobody's here for me. Like, I get you, and I feel that. But this is also a Game of Thrones, honey. You've got to get your team. You got to make sure people
got to make it so they're on your team.
And you haven't done anything yet. So that's why the conversation he had last episode, like, hey, you might want to start to look at the suitors, not only in people that you like and can deal with, but how they benefit the house, because your standing is in question. When I'm dead, I'm dead. I can say what I'm going to say and I can think what I'm going to think, but I'm dead. You got to convince everybody else who's still here that you are worth it, that you are it.
Right. That's facts. That's all the way facts. And it really does not make any sense to me. Yo, shout out to the infamous Kiki, y'all. Kiki, me and her been rocking over the past, like, probably, I think it's been about a year now. Y'all go over to her channel, check her little blurbs out, support the lady. She also has an awesome Etsy store where she posts a bunch of nice.
Patrice said it best.
Kiki, go ahead, drop your link. Let me hit you up with that wrench, so you can tell the people where to find you.
Yeah, I'm like trying to look it up right now.
Yeah, post that right now. She does a lot of good conversations on her YouTube channel as well. So y'all support the lady, please, if you can.
Found a video getting a license to carry in Texas. All right, there's one. Frodo calls out racist Tolkien fans.
He did. I love him.
You know what? I legit could speak probably for the next 45 minutes on that, but that's a stream for another day.
You know, actually, yeah,
that's for the dragons.
Well, so obviously, like, okay, so well, this ties in, kind of bridging the two conversations, I guess. And I don't want to dive too deep because obviously you all probably talked about it to some degree or another. But that's like one of the videos that's getting the most views for me in the past month. Is like a year ago, I did a video once we knew that Steve Toussaint was going to be Corlys Velaryon, and talking about like why it would make sense or can make sense or whatever that Corlys Velaryon could be black. And I'm getting a lot of views on that lately, but it's a lot of mudslinging basically.
Right.
Like
basically.
No, dumb, forced diversity, woke culture, blah blah blah.
I've been watching people on my aerial video all week.
Yo, you know what's really gonna blow a lot of those folks' minds is if they actually did the proper research. It's really not hard to find that there's a whole tribe of Black folks that are still thriving in their tribal lands today that are born naturally with blonde hair and blue eyes. Some of y'all might not believe me, but
no, they're out there. I've seen them.
Go Google that.
They're cute.
Go Google that. Those people make sense. And again, the thing that I'll say mostly about House Targaryen and House Velaryon, having mixed colored children, and House Velaryon being of a melanated persuasion. Correct. When you look at Valyria, Old Valyria was a part of Essos. Essos, as we have already seen, is a very, very diverse place. What doesn't make sense is that y'all really think that Valyria is just all Caucasians. That's what does not fit the bill. So really think about that before you try to troll any of us on our channel in our videos about the nonsense.
I just block people. I'm just sad that he doesn't have the same allure without the bad wig. I saw him and I was like, oh, for the interview, like, that's him.
The wig game still sucks. The wig game.
I'm like,
I like the wig.
I'm like, can you bring it back? I saw him without it, and I was like, oh, that what you look like?
They got to get it together for sure. Yes.
I like his wig. It's fun. A lot of people call it a bad wig. I like it.
It is bad. The thing is, it's missing the weight because
it hangs like floppy like this.
Like this.
I'm wearing a hat right now, but I actually do have my hair in dreadlocks. They're not as long as his, but the way they're supposed to hang they hang on their own volition. When dreadlocks blow in the wind, it's because the hair has reached we call it's like a level of hang time, quote unquote. The way his look, and if you compare it to the way mine look, if I were to do a close up, his have like no real stability or connection to the roots. You could very much tell that. And if they're literally just flapping in the wind.
Looks like a bunch of yarn flapping in the wind.
That's what it looks like.
Exactly.
My brother has
exactly.
My brother.
That's not what dreads are supposed to look like.
Before he cut them, so now they're waist length, and them things is heavy. Because I'm trying to help him put them in a ponytail. Them things is weighty, and they don't really move in the wind. They move in if the wind moves it, it's a tornado or a hurricane level wind. It's a problem. But it doesn't have enough weight, and when he moves his head, they just be bouncing everywhere. They just be like,
yeah. And Patrice, yes, you are correct. Yeah, that is a true statement.
That's true.
All right, so let us go on because I do know again. Most all of us have work in the morning, and he has to.
I might not have work in the morning.
Human on top of work. So let's move on. B, if you could give us your highlights, por favor.
I'd ride
for the episode. Okay. Black Wildling, come through.
Black Wildling. Okay, so you guys know that I am of the North. Like, there's a lot of things going on with House Diligence too. You know, I was there when the White Walkers first came. If you don't know, check out that video. Had on a wolf pelt. It was great. Okay, I can tell you how the direwolves got from beyond the wall. Just check that out. It's really good. It's very scholarly. Whenever you get a chance. But the first thing I noticed saying that, being of the North, being so happy in a while is the first 5 minutes of the episode and getting to see Benjicott Blackwood. I told you guys in the first episode, like, the thing that I am looking forward to seeing in this series is the freaking fish feed. And you gave me Benjicott Blackwood. Thank you for giving me the Blackwood boy. I appreciate it very, very much. All right. So there be the dragons with Benjicott with the Blackwood boy.
Hold on. Wait. Can I interject? Can I interject real quick on that one?
Yes. Is that the wrong Blackwood?
Yo. How's Bracken really try to come through and throw salt in the game?
That's
when baby boy from House Blackwood was up there trying to speak his piece.
Come on.
And you know what I love is from the stories already, I was a fan of House Blackwood.
Listen.
And I don't know what the original conflict was, but House Blackwood was just serving me all of the sauce, so that's where I went. And this little asshole from House Bracken tried to come on and talk his bullshit. And you know what? You said one thing too many. And baby boy Blackwood pulled out his sword like, bitch, what? And you thought you had Thornton.
Come on, you had Thornton.
Until he put that fucking blade in your damn gut and now your ass is crawling on the floor.
A really random question. Has anybody here seen Black Dynamite?
Yes.
No.
Remember the scene in the movie? Shut the fuck up and talking. That's what happened.
Mercy.
That's what happened.
Yes.
He put his ass up. He did.
Yeah. No, listen.
Yo, baby boy said pull up or shut up, and he made your ass shut the fuck
that action.
up. I bet you don't say shit next time.
Super excited to see him. Super excited to see Benjicott because of the fish feed, and not just that, getting to see the Bracken and knowing what that is. having a Bracken and a Blackwood and a Targaryen in the same room. Man, this is part 2 of the Dance of the Dragons. Like, in case everybody forgot, like,
that was a Baratheon. That was a Baratheon sitting next to Rhaenyra.
Right. So now you're gonna have it. In case you guys forgot, Maegor. I think Maegor, he was a Bracken, right? And then you had Bittersteel. Bittersteel was a Bracken, and then you had on the Blackwood side, you had my boy Bloodraven. Bloodraven. Right? And so now you have this Dance of the Dragons part 2, which is really the Blackwood Rebellions, right? And that saga. And I just thought it was really cool getting to see somewhat of a preview of that, with the Blackwood and the Bracken feud just rearing its ugly head right in front of a Targaryen in there. So I thought that was cool to see. The next thing...
I had to jump in real quick. I'm sorry. It's just because, like, I didn't really dove into whether it was Benji Cott or not too much, but there does seem to be like a lot of conflict figuring out who that kid is. I had to like look it up real quick. It's someone, I guess the character's name is Willem Blackwood. And they think
it's Benji Cott's dad.
They think it's based on Lord Samwell Blackwood because there's no Willem in the book.
Who the hell is Willem?
They think he's taken the place of a character named Samwell, who is Benji Cott's dad.
So he's Benji Cott's dad, because Benji Cott has to be next, because he's 11. So I'm thinking they were aging him up. So if they're not aging him up, then that means we're gonna get another Lyanna Mormont situation with Benji Cott Blackwood. Like, it's gonna be an actual 11-year-old, which is gonna be pretty cool.
11-year-old running the house and reading people for filth.
Wow.
I think in canon, like, I don't think Benji Cott's old enough yet, but they can always change it. I mean, that usually doesn't matter. But I think this one happens to be slightly just just ahead of Benji Cott.
Yeah, he has to, because Benji Cott is only 11 when the fish feed happens. And so when I thought that was Benji Cott, I was like, oh, they're aging him up. I get it. That way you're not going to have an 11-year-old there on the battlefield, killing thousands of people and being covered in blood. But no, you are. So that's... Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things. I know, like, Twitter, even myself, like, I just didn't focus in on it, so I didn't really know the answer one way or another. But I was like, wait, hold on. I saw people on Twitter going back and forth whether it was someone named Sam or it was actually Benji Cott. So I just looked it up real quick, and I guess they just gave it a new name, Willem. I don't know. Whatever.
Benji Cott's cool,
so I'll be looking forward.
Blackwood ancestor.
It really made me dive into the Blackwood and the Brackens really quickly, and I just kind of realized that they just kind of hate each other for like no good reason.
Yes. We don't know what the reason is.
Well, yeah, based on what we know,
I don't think we'll ever know.
We don't know.
Probably not. And I'm pretty cool with it though. Like, sometimes it's just enough to just, I don't know, want to one up the other house. Like
yeah,
that's cute. That's cute.
I mean, one upping is a thing, but you came in and you poisoned the tree. Like, come on, like, that's a
bro. Yeah, like, he was talking shit
lie
the whole time through this little boy's speech. My boy trying to be up there. And he wasn't even trying to be boasty about it. He was just real and spoke his shit.
I'm here
this little asshole trying to heckle him on the sidelines.
So cute. You should see him next time, though. IMDb. He's so adorable. He
was.
So the thing that I noticed,
he held his own. I stand that little boy. I hope we see him again.
Amen.
The things that I noticed that were to that point that were themes throughout the episode seemed to be sexism, ageism, and power, often by coercion. Right? So, like, there's this dynamic of power and then ageism with Willem, not Benji Cott, Blackwood, and whoever the hell that is, Bracken, right? With someone who's clearly larger and older than him. And then I noted the way that Willem, now that we know Blackwood was running off, it seemed like he was forced to be there, to come there and to say the rehearsed speech in the same way that Lena Valerian was. And it was just interesting because it's like, he doesn't want to do this. This kid does not want to get married. He doesn't want to do this. And so I thought it was interesting, him being forced to do that. And then seeing what I believe were 2 servants of the throne being raped in the episode, and there being absolutely no retribution for those rapes, and the fact that they're likely to continue.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
So I would like to discuss those points. We did touch on them a little bit earlier, but the situation that we saw with Alicent and King Viserys, and then of course the situation that we saw with Rhaenyra and Kristen Cole. Rhaenyra, like I said, fight me, she's a rapist, clearly. And then the King Viserys, the thing about that rape is that it's consensual, and I don't know how else to say it. Like she has a duty to do, but she's clearly not enjoying this, and it's not something that she wants to do. So in that case, can you call this rape, or is it just a condition of
because it's just like right now where a man and a woman married together in a house, if she doesn't want to and he does, and the sex happens, that's still rape.
So that's the thing. Rape in married couples didn't actually become legal in the United States until fairly recently.
But it's legal now.
So, I'm just saying. So back then,
fucked up in the U.S. You are right.
But considering what she did is that's the same token, because back then they didn't consider that rape either.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. So you have these two things that are clearly, you're not going to get any sort of like payback or retribution for these characters, and it's likely that the abuse will continue. And I just found it interesting because, again, with the dynamics of sexism, ageism, and power, when you're looking at the situation with Viserys and Alicent technically does have power over just about everyone except for Viserys. And so
herself,
she's subjected, and herself. But that's the thing; it's Viserys, so it's Viserys over herself. She has control over herself when it comes to Rhaenyra. She has control of herself when it comes to others. She does not have control of herself when it comes to Viserys. So there's this thing right with the sexism and then ageism with him being so old and her being younger. Yeah. And then the flip side of that with Rhaenyra actually being younger and Kristen Cole being older and being forced to do this thing because he is a servant. And so I just thought that was interesting. There's a lot of rapey going on and a lot of sexism in the episode that was really in our face. Going with the note on sexism with Rhaenyra and Daemon, in the event that Rhaenyra were to do that to Daemon, or like in real life, the first thing I thought was, oh my God, if that were to ever happen, the guy would be screaming blue balls. Like, he'd be like, oh my God, I have blue balls. You bitch. Like, it would be this whole thing. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it's going to fall off now. And so I just thought it was interesting. I did not watch the after show to note that he was actually impotent. But I thought it was interesting. Like, why would you get her to that edge like that and just go? Additionally, I want to know why. I want to know why, if this was his plan all along, to take her out to a public place, to sully her and whatever else, why not do this earlier? Why would you be waiting until she's 20 years old? Additionally, at 16, 14 really, if this is what you were going to do, you could have pulled a Daemon and a Daenerys, right? Whatever you want to call
easily.
Aegon and Daenerys and made a Daemon Blackfyre. You could have made a Blackfyre with her when she was like 14, 16, if that's what you wanted to do. You could have been grooming her since then. You could have been done it in the cover of whatever, in the Red Keep, gotten her pregnant and been on the throne if that was the case. So I just want to know why.
I think that it didn't happen then because she was the only heir. All eyes were on her. The moment Alicent popped out those kids, she became secondary. She became tertiary. She didn't matter. Nobody cared where she went, except for Otto because he's a nosy ass bitch. But nobody else cared where she went. So they weren't like, oh, where's the princess? Because, she's the heir apparent. There's nobody else but her. Now he got them other kids. But like, this bitch is over there minding her business. We don't give a fuck about this bitch. So that's why it's easier. It was easier for him to do it now. And that's why he couldn't do it then, because Viserys was on her ass in the beginning. He was following her everywhere. Like, oh, you want to ride that dragon? That's cute. You're talking to your mom. That's cute. You're late for this meeting. That's cute. Like, he knew where she was supposed to be. Now he doesn't really care, keep up with her unless he wants to talk to her directly. That's what I think. It's easier for him to do it now than then.
Well, poop on him, because all of that little necklace around that little Valyrian chain around the neck and all that, please. It could have been back shots from then when she was 16 and you would have been on the throne by now. Like, so you should have learned to play the game a little bit better there, Damon. Like, I just
his mouth,
like, why would you
his mouth can't help it. He's a showboat. I think he's in the Aries or a Leo. I'm an Aries. I know. But I think he's an Aries or a Leo. We got the center of attention type of thing. It's me and no one else. And the fact that, he couldn't just be out there and be a showboat, he was like, it's not really worth it right now. There's no show in this. It's cute. Put this necklace on. It's cute, girl. It's cute on you. I'll catch you in like 3 or 4 years when it's important.
But do you think strategically it would have made too much sense to try back then for Daemon anyway? Like, because at least in the show, how they presented it, before he was sent away, by Viserys, he was the heir. right?
Yeah.
And then Rhaenyra was, secondary anyway, until he basically messed up, and then, Viserys changed his mind to Rhaenyra. So, like, I don't know if marrying her would have helped it. I'm not sure. So it makes sense for him to capitalize on it now that he's back in King's Landing to try to lock it down. And I'm actually thinking that's why he got spied on. He did it so publicly, because I think he wanted the word to go around that he took her Maidenhead, and you might as well marry her, Simi, at this point, because I already took it and everyone knows it. So.
No one wants her. She's dirty. Ew.
And that's
we had talked about that in earlier episodes. It would have been a lot easier for Viserys to solve this if you would have just married your two potential heirs to each other. A lot of this discourse and pressure could have been stopped very easily.
And he just got done saving Westeros from the Triarchy. So I'm sure a decent chunk of the country is like, yo, Daemon's awesome. You should marry Daemon to Rhaenyra. That sounds great. Now at this particular point in time, before he, obviously, like, people liked him anyway to some degree, but this is a little different. Now it's like he acted when the king wouldn't. So I think in a way he looks even more attractive right now, and it's a great time to strike Rhaenyra. So I don't know. This does seem to be an optimal time. I guess he could have earlier, but strategically, I think it's a good move.
That's the thing. Like, if you're looking at, like, from reading, like looking at the books, and you just, even if you don't go through everything like Fire and Blood, and you just look at like World of Ice and Fire, and you look at just what was happening at that time. We are coming off the back of Jaehaerys and Alysanne pushing forward the doctrine of exceptionalism for a generation. It has literally been instilled for one generation so far. If you don't marry all these fools together, because you literally just fought to do that. Maegor literally, before then, just wiped out how many faithful because of this doctrine of exceptionalism for taking many wives or whatever, this doctrine of exceptionalism for being incestuous, etc., etc. And so I hear you on strategic importance. However, this should have been expected of both Rhaenyra and Daemon because of their ages and because of who else was available in the family when you're looking at the family tree at that time, age-wise. When you're looking at who was going to marry whom, like how they've been marrying to each other, if you're going to continue that bloodline and continue to marry to each other, then you marry them to each other. My question is, why didn't they marry them to each other? And I think it's a point that I think it's interesting because I think we got a little bit of that in the episode this time when Daemon said there are worse things to be married for. Rhaenyra says, well, I think he's content to marry me off to the Lord with the largest castle. And he's like, well, there are worse things to be married for.
It's true. The only answer I have for you is that it's, people may kind of clear they don't really like the idea of Daemon ruling anything. So that's really maybe what it comes down to.
He's the one character in this whole story where people say that he's the most hated and most loved person in the story all at the same time. So he is a very complicated character, and there's so many different layers to his Targaryen onion. And even for all his faults and his random ass petty and his brutality, he is one of those characters that I absolutely love, and I completely understand and get his take on things and how he sees the world. Things I don't know are brought into a little bit more perspective now that we're seeing this on the big screen and how the show is playing it out. But still, Daemon is always gonna do Daemon, or as we've come to call him, Day Day. Because Day Day gonna do what Day Day gonna do. And if you don't like it, oh well, fuck you. And if you do, okay, cool. I got another plan. Let's ride with this. He's that messy character that we all love to hate and love to love, again, all at the same time. So
I'm sorry, when you called him Day Day, and I'm thinking of how he's commander of the City Watch, all I could hear was top flight security of the world.
Yes,
top flight, exactly. And that is exactly where
Damon just saying that.
Top flight security of the world, Viserys.
Come on.
Of the world.
The hell out
Right, he flipped his cape of the world.
That's the thing though, right? Like with the top flight security thing and him being people, you're saying like, people don't want him to rule. Who didn't want him to rule though? Were we hearing common people saying that they didn't want him to rule, or were we hearing higher up saying that they didn't want Wild Damon to rule? Because the reality is, Damon was as wild as he was, but Otto Hightower, you guys were sitting up there on your hills, on Rhaenys' hills, with Sansa. You guys were up there on your hills, right, enjoying the good life, while Fleet Bottom was literally just completely derelict. It was going completely wild, like literally. So now, so you're telling me the wild Day came in here and was able to corral all of this and get the City Watch under control and get all of this under control. Like top flight security really did lock down the mall. Like it is what it is. So at the end of the day,
took care of the stepstones
and took care of the stepstones. And took care of the stepstones.
Top flight security.
I mean,
of the world,
I'm just you've got a point. And then we're gonna see how he uses the dragons later in the Dance of the Dragons, when he could have burned through things. When someone goes crazy and decides to burn through things, he could have done that, but instead he uses trickery in his brain. Like he is. I think it's very interesting. It's the same thing like I was saying with Aegon the Unworthy. Like I think that we read these histories and whatever else, and they're written in the same way that we read history for ourselves, and we know that they're written by certain people. So there's going to be a certain narrative that is always perpetuated because it just helps, certain people feel better about themselves. I don't know. But the truth is what the truth is. And you're going to find that narrative, which is the truth, throughout, other mediums. And this medium for House of the Dragon is the show. Because the Maester's books are full of like the books we have, And so now we're seeing what it was, right? And we got that sense somewhat from Princess and the Queen. At least I did, like from the novellas and then from the history books. But I think that I would just caution again, like who the hell didn't want him to rule? Like who it was you, like this one dude. This person that was in power. Everybody else was benefiting highly from Damon putting foot in ass. Why are we laughing? What happened? What did I do? You gotta go to the cookout.
Octavia has extended an invitation to the cookout.
Where's the
invitation?
And I fully agree.
But there was one before that. Where was it?
It's about to be a whole summer blowout.
Potato salad.
I'm so excited.
It was the pimp down that got me.
Oh my God. Donna, pimp down.
Pimp down is what got me. I'm like, right.
And I realized that the villain in one of the movies is Damon.
I'm saying that's why he's Damon. Look, if we
like,
in the middle of the hood,
pimp down.
Westeros was legit.
Pimp in distress.
Like Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, Damon would be that white dude in the hood that everybody had love for.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
If anything ever happened and Day-Day was involved, the hood be like, bitch, well, who talking shit? Where we need to go? And Lady D, she from New York like me. She knows what the deal is. That's exactly how the shit would go down.
I just feel like
it's hilarious.
You guys know how I feel about the Targaryen family. You guys know how I feel about certain people in the Targaryen family. And I feel like that autosomal recessive trait is strong in this one.
It is.
And that's why they hate him so much, because he's not
wily.
He's wily. The problem. If he would have sat on that throne instead of Viserys, where would we be?
Child, a whole new world.
The one that they had was Damon not being able to get into the Iron Chair. But like you broke it down, a couple decades, a couple episodes ago, and it's become a reoccurring theme we've seen on the show. If a male version that could absolutely take the throne, that was the all of that magic blood that Rhaenyra was, they wouldn't be able to handle that.
They wouldn't be able to control it. They wouldn't be able to guide it. Apocalypse. It would be Joffrey with magic, and anybody had time for Joffrey.
Yeah,
no, but that's the thing. I don't think.
Well, no, I don't think it would be Joffrey.
Joffrey in the sense that I said what I said.
I think that we would have had a more militarized Westeros than we have now, and that was my point.
Yeah,
with
that's probably true.
Like, we needed a militarized Westeros. There is a freaking ice army coming out of the north.
On the way.
Don't know when the freaking ice army is coming. We just know that it's coming. So guess what we should do? Everyone should be training and saving food and getting ready for what is inevitably going to be the apocalypse, because we don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. And Viserys was not doing that.
Okay, you know what will be the setup for that? The setup for that is, like, I know a lot of German folk. They used to, through MaraCharese, they would filter through, like, training and, like, internships and whatnots coming to the U.S. for college credit. And they have a thing to where they have to, everyone, when they turn 18, they have to spend at least a year or two training in the army. It's like national law. So let's say the wall is that recruit regiment. That'd means be cool. That you have everyone knowing that what this the fuck's is coming. Out there. This is what we're fighting for. And this, again, because the North has always had a relationship, whether it was tenuous or amicable, with the wildlings. This is where, like I always said, when it comes to Robert Baratheon, okay, go talk to the wildlings, Ned. Ned's gonna tell them, yo, you don't gotta fucking bend the knee. I understand what y'all are. I'm of the North. The Andals didn't come fuck with us either because they knew better, okay? Look, just join your people to mine, and we'll be able to take this shit down. You might have to go through some pomp and pageantry when the king comes up, if he ever comes up, and we know Robert wasn't ever trying to go do that shit. Yeah. But if that happens, here's the contingency plan. However, when the fuck shit really comes and Night King starts doing his shit, we're not fighting the wildlings beforehand. The wildlings, with all of their magic blood intermixing with the North, all of their skin changers, their wargs, the mammoths, the giants, all of those other magical animals that are still surviving and thriving in the North. Every one of those are in the army, allied to the North. House Stark, again, House Stark with all those kids, if it wasn't for the extra magic blood from House Tully through Catelyn, dating back to House Went, and dating back furthermore through House Lofton with Harrenhal and all of that magic. That's why the Stark kids were so powerful. You have all of them getting trained, going to Skagos, which I do not believe is full of cannibals. I think that's absolutely a breeding ground. And that is where they get their training, which we're going to see little Rickon Stark coming back through with Shaggy Dog. And he's going to be able to say, you know, fuck y'all. I'm about to go over here and do this and take my damn castle back. I ain't got time for y'all's fuck shit. All of that incorporated into fighting this. And then you bring in the South. And then you bring in Daenerys with newly fresh dragons that are already built for battle. All of that shit gets squashed and we don't have to deal with the nonsense and all the political intrigue. Granted, the political intrigue is fun to go through, but we still have a goal here, people. If we could have actually stayed on track from Aegon all the way down, and also one thing from my notes I thought was cool was, you know, on the Catspaw itself, it read in Valyrian writing, hidden in the swirls of, you know, Valyrian steel is likened to Damascus steel in our world. In those hidden swirls in Valyrian, it says, you know, from my blood come the prince that was promised. This is on the Catspaw.
I just don't believe that Arya never lit that thing up.
No, true. But this also is them trying to fix and fit in a little couple things, because Arya, it was the one that championed Queen Visenya. And y'all know, part of my tinfoil, Dark Sister is just one part of a set that included the Catspaw that belonged to our Queen Visenya. From my bloodline come the prince that was promised on the Catspaw. Well, Arya Stark is the one that wielded the Catspaw, and she killed the Night King.
Well,
so let's say that there's some extracurricular things that can go on there, and I love that lore. But we'll see how that goes. It probably will pan out to nothing because these are just theories. But
I just want them to retcon 7 and 8 so bad.
Fits.
Please retcon it. All right.
Well, yeah, because I don't think anyone ever had the thought that the Catspaw dagger really belonged to Aegon the Conqueror, and now they kind of put this in there that now it was his, basically.
Well, it was in the book. It was in the thing, but the World of Ice and Fire.
They didn't use it in the show at all.
Was
they
it
were just
that
like,
the Catspaw belonged to Aegon? Okay, I missed that part.
They said that in the World of Ice and Fire?
So weird.
I believe so. Let me find it.
Really? I thought it was just basically inconsequential.
Wasn't there like a picture of it?
Interesting. Okay, I totally spaced on that part. Then I didn't know it said it belonged to him.
Let me see.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm super curious. Because, like, I'm not going to get upset about it. It's just that, it was a dagger that mattered, but mainly because it, you really tried to kill Bran with it. But now it's becoming like the dagger of destiny, and I'm like, all right,
it was passed
is that just because they already used it, or
If they didn't, if they made it something other than that, I'm cool. That's fine. I just like the connections that could be there because
you better
I'm a
flip the
big
pages.
lore buff. But yeah, D, did you have any other like big points though before we went off on this huge tangent?
No, I don't have any other huge points. I think those were the themes of it. I do think again, like Pooh on Viserys. You guys know how I feel. I think the Iron Throne has rejected him. I felt that way before.
Yes.
Seeing this, I still feel that way now, and I do think that we have this is still a fantasy. Like we get caught up in like the political intrigue and like the medieval times, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a freaking fantasy world, and I do think that the powers that are like the children of the forest and the magic that is beholden to like protecting Westeros are like the reason why that chair cuts people who shouldn't be on it is because it's, in my opinion, enchanted to do so. And that there's a reason why one Targaryen can lay across it like it's a flipping futon.
Bro, like it's a damn futon. Yo, Daemon was laying on that shit like it was nothing.
Pointed.
And another is just getting cut up so many times that it's literally going to kill him by infection at some point. And so I do think that if we had that coupling with Rhaenyra and with Daemon on the throne, then we would have had a more militarized Westeros. We would still have dragons, yada yada, all those things that we need to fight the long night. And so I question again whether the Grey Rats are in on it or not, whether they are trying to birth a savior or whether they're not trying to birth a savior, because of the Grey Rat in the previous episode also recommending Laena Valeria versus anyone else. And so I don't know. That's where I still am with it. I'm going to look up the Catspaw because I guess maybe I don't know. Yeah. As soon as I opened the book, I was like, "Ooh, Blackfyre's in the middle of the play age. Is that the heck I saw?" And not the Catspaw dagger. But I'm going to look through all of my little whatever.
Right.
It's like, what is this thing? I'm going to find it and see. And if nothing else, maybe I'll do a search out.
Definitely post the link for us for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe like all of that stuff is definitely connected, or it could be connected, and it's fun to think about everyone that comes of age, and again, not just men but also women. I think it was Lord Glover who was always really upset in season 9, like, you mean I gotta train my granddaughter to carry a spear or hold a sword or hold a bow? Yes.
Here comes Lady Mormont. Oh, yes, bitch, you do.
If you mobilize and train all of the women in the Seven Kingdoms also, that doubles your army. So let's get that nonsense together. Let's stop this bullshit of women can't fight, because we know that's not true, and let's get it together. There's a reason that we were shown that Nymeria was a hero of Arya Stark. There's a reason we know that Queen Visenya was a hero of House Stark. And I think if there was more lore for us to research on, the likes of Arya Stark, Queen Rhaenyra was probably going to be on that list as well. I think Rhaenys would be too.
Come on.
I would hope so. Rhaenys is cool.
Always there.
Yeah, I'm of a firm belief that if Rhaenyra would have been able to properly sit the Iron Throne and rule, Rhaenys would have been the best hand that she could get. Outside of maybe Corlys, but I think she would have chosen Rhaenys.
Mm-hmm. She should have.
And it would have worked. It absolutely would have worked.
tearing up,
right.
tearing up.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you would have had so many dragons.
Ray would have been up there doing the thing, and I would have been here for all of it.
You'd have so many dragons with Rainey
all the
standing there
dragons.
alive at the same time.
So many more dragons would have survived this time.
Really, that would have been insane for her to be hands.
Now there's only one.
That's too much.
Now there's only one big ass dragon. It's not even the biggest, but the one dragon we got left. Drogon out there, just out there in them streets.
Yeah.
See, you know what?
No, we should have.
Okay.
How old is she?
Random sidebar.
I mean, like season 8.
Random sidebar. I'm really not interested in the Jon Snow show, but if they were to make it appealing to me, it would be where the hell did Drogon take Dany's body? And was it old Valyria? Because he could sense some hidden magics there, and then they would come back, and Jon would find some other hidden magic beyond the wall. Because if it's not that, I don't give a fuck about the misadventures.
I still don't. Like I haven't found a way for them to make it care yet.
I can't see why that would be.
You would have to redo season 6, 7, and 8 for me to care about Jon.
Thank you. I don't see what this is
in there.
No, unless you're gonna just show me Jason Momoa naked for 45
Come on,
minutes.
bitch!
I really you're gonna have to come up with something really freaking good to get me to watch this, because what are you gonna show me? Oh, he's out with the wildlings beyond the wall playing in the snow. Wow, thank you. That's really interesting. Thank you so much for wasting my time. Like, what is it that you're going to tell? Like, I'm really very confused at what this show is about. Honestly, I don't understand. Does anyone have a synopsis at all? Like, I refuse to look it up. As soon as I heard, I was like, this is bull.
I do not have a synopsis, but I would like to call to attention, like, the look on the face of myself and Kevin. I support, liking Game of Thrones. I support all of my straight sisters getting all of the eye candy that they can get, but I really don't care about Kit Harington and his shirt off.
He's little. He's a little man. I can put him in my pocket.
That just ain't for me.
It's Momoa. I would smell that man's armpit. I would pay $1,000 to smell his armpit.
I can look at the world with an aesthetic eye. He is handsome. He has all of the muscles. I get it. But if you're not gonna give me Val or like a Ygritte equivalent that I could look at and enjoy too, I just don't care.
They may go that Val route.
Opportunity out here.
It's not gonna be the same, obviously. Honestly, I don't know what you can do. That's not gonna be outrageous. Like, you're gonna have to do like, Drogon dropped Daenerys' body off beyond the wall for some reason. Like, it's not gonna make sense.
There has to be some deeper magic going on that Jon has to find to make this interesting.
Fix her.
Yeah.
The only answer, honestly, is if like if they spend like 2 episodes with him doing beyond the wall stuff, and then him like, oh whoa, we found out that Arya needs help across the sea. I'm gonna go sail and find her. Like, they need a quest, and there's probably not.
That's a misadventure I would follow.
Show
me where the hell. Okay, see, and Arya's character right now, where she's going, she's kind of just at the pose, next to what's the girl name? Damn it!
Say it again.
The girl who she stole the 3 dragon eggs. And then she went on sale and left her. What's her name?
On Fair Isle.
It was like something with Fair.
She left.
Something with the F.
She left and ran away from her Targaryen lady lover.
Yeah,
and her ship is thought to have been seen.
Oh God!
And identified in
Alyssa Farman. Someone said right.
Yes, Alyssa Farman.
Yes. Yeah.
Y'all are right. Good job, comment section. I couldn't remember.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. Appreciate that.
She just bounced.
Again, this is why I love my chat.
Lord Farman.
It's very rare that I don't remember.
It was great. It was great.
But
you read it.
The chat always has our back when we forget.
Yeah.
Like this is that adventure. I would absolutely follow Arya. What's west of Westeros and see what the hell is going on, because you know what, that's almost like it would almost be like, Willow with a mix of Princess Bride.
Ugh.
And I guess
Honestly,
since it's
awful.
Arya, we might have to throw in some Game of Thrones and random faceless magic. I think that would just be really interesting to see. I can't really build a story around Jon. There supposedly is no more magic left north of the mall because the Night King's gone. But anyway, it's whatever.
Did Children of the Forest get destroyed?
Even about, man.
Supposedly they were, but I'm not putting.
I don't believe in that.
100% stock in
What
that.
was
I
destroyed?
think there's still some of them.
Children of the Forest.
The Children of the Forest.
I don't believe that.
I think there might still be a few of them up there, but that's what I'm saying. There has to be some deep lore or something happening that Jon is going to get a hold of, some deep magic and have to train himself in that or something for this to be interesting to me. Otherwise, I don't care about Tormund and Jon running around the north.
I'd rather see Tormund try to get his baby Brienne back. That's what I'd rather see.
And we all know Tormund ain't going down south to King's Land and conforming to nothing.
No, but he would go down there to get her and be like, we got to go. And I'm here for that.
The comment section said they'd rather see 10,000 ships. And I agree.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely. Absolutely.
That'd be way better.
I love Queen Nymeria.
How about
coming up with
And they're already laying the groundwork. Like, I know they're I know
they're working on it right now.
Trying to be really admire Nymeria, but like it's definitely not like an accident. It's they're testing the waters so they can get like fans into the story roughly. And they're like,
they know how to play us.
But I feel like they know how to play us. Everybody who's invested in the lore is already excited for this. That's some of the shit we want to see. We want to see the conquering. We want to see Valeria. We want to see the doom. We want to see all of that shit that everybody keeps messaging about and whispering about, and that the people that we're knowing now doesn't really have information on. We want to see that shit because we're nosy and we want it. You know what I'm saying? It's history. We're nosy. You gotta have it.
Facts.
Absolutely. And it's a story like people only know like a line about at best.
Yeah.
And it's really good to I think George talked about this at one point because a lot of before Game of Thrones was done, they talked about the idea of a spinoff. Everyone's like, I want to see Robert's Rebellion, which sounds cool in theory, but like you kind of know everything about it, like basically. So it's probably not going to be that awesome. But whereas like this, you don't really know anything about Nymeria other than a few like hard facts.
They made it a point to tell us that it's just from the perspective of the Maesters, specifically Maester Gildane, who will always write books in favor of who they're gifting that book to. So a lot of these stories we can't completely trust, and even now with this telling, we don't know whose version of the story this is.
I think George said this is the truth.
That's a lot of the intrigue in it.
I think that's what he said. This is the truth of it, not like the book gives you one side and the other side gives you a more serious side based on historical stuff, and then it gives you Mushroom side where he over here for shits and gigs. So he's saying that this might be, he would consider this the real version of what happened. That's what I heard from him.
I can dig it.
I suppose I'm actually, I guess, kind of spinning off a little bit. Well, not a spin-off, no pun intended there, but kind of going a little bit. The preview for the upcoming episode. I don't know if this is true or not. I can't tell. There happens to be a little person that's at court, and a lot of people are going like, "Is this the guy Mushroom? Are we finally going to meet the little man?"
They've been people have been spotting Mushroom supposedly since the teaser trailer. So I'm gonna just wait around and see what happened.
I don't know. I mean, if it is cool, if anything, it'll probably just be a nod. It's not like it doesn't sound like.
I don't think we're gonna get a beat for beat Mushroom.
Probably not. All of his stories are just like sex and and that's it. Like
exactly.
And it's fun. It's fun, but he's definitely lying. Like
through his teeth. Through his teeth.
Embellishing the truth, as they say.
Mean, all right. I got a feeling when you live your life primarily as an entertainer, you're gonna be an entertainer all the time, basically. So you gotta spice up boring stories. Otherwise, why are you around? There's not a lot of use for the little guy. Otherwise,
All right, let us go ahead and wrap up because a lot of things that I had on my list was touched upon by Kevin already. So Meeks, let's wrap up with you. What's your final thoughts, Melody?
Damon loves a mess. Damon loves a mess. And when it comes to what happened in the brothel with Ray Ray, listen, I think he went there expressly to pop a cherry and be like, ha 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 ha. But then he realized that she was into it. And he was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do.
So you like this? Oh, shit. Now we can't do it. And he was like, I don't, because I actually like this. But if you didn't like this, it was part of the fun. But now that you like this and I like this, that means if we do this, it's a thing. And I'm not ready for things. I like thinglets, not things. So we can't do what we need to do.
How depressing is that? It's just the idea. It's like, I really dug it when you didn't dig it. And now that you dig it, I don't really dig it anymore.
Exactly.
Right, like I was looking at that scene the whole time, like, wait, why is he backing up? Like, didn't you bring her here for this?
Come on.
But also, why did you feel the need to bring her to this? Y'all could have did all this shit at the castle.
They didn't even need to do all of that. Like when it comes down to it, he wanted someone else to be the third party that told Otto, so that Otto can get the information to Viserys, and so Viserys can be like, "Bitch, what you doing?" And Otto can be like, "Well, I'm trying to protect you." And he planned for the backfiring that backfired. You know, this man is planning a. Come on, he does just want to be seen. He is. I told you, he's a petty ass child. He wants to be seen.
I don't think he left it to chance. I don't think he left it to chance either. I think he put himself where he knew Mysaria was gonna see, and she was gonna send a message and tell Viserys.
I think she was a part of the plan. So was the little worm. He was a part of the plan because she paid him to tell the news to Otto, and Otto paid him to receive the news. So he's thinking that he's got fingers and feelers out there when he's really just got somebody feeding him information because he's too stupid to realize it because he thinks he has all the power. Because my daughter is the queen.
Yeah,
I know
it's Otto. It's Otto.
That's Otto.
If we talk about Otto got fired, we didn't even mention that. Like,
no,
really,
that's my next point. Otto got fired. I chortled like a child.
Matter of fact, let me try to find the clip.
Come on,
he got fired on his day off.
He did. He got called into the office to get fired. He got called in.
He got cranked.
No, oh my god. What I've been seeing is
he actually got fired for something he didn't do this time.
Well, it's the meme with T.I. snatching that girl, snatching Nunu's necklace in ATL. That's what it was. It's like you come into work and get your necklace snatched. Like you go home. You don't deserve it. That's what he gets. That's what he gets because he was so comfortable with his daughter being the queen. He felt like he didn't need to hide some of his maneuvering. He felt like he could just go ahead like, don't do that. Do that. Nah, we're not going to do that. My grandsire needs to be the heir. He was out here playing these games thinking that Viserys wasn't paying attention. Viserys saw, he just didn't care. He didn't care until somebody else cared. He was like, oh, so now it's so now I gotta, damn, Otto. Like we've been together for the togetherness.
Hold on.
Come on, I'm ready to dance.
Lord have mercy.
I'm already ready.
I do not condone this.
No,
you can't.
I need some volume.
Nah, no volume.
You're saying you're about to lose your job.
Let me start over.
You ain't even got no job. That is what she is saying.
Tommy,
I cannot condone this.
Damn it! Let me fix this.
Come on.
Okay, so while she's doing this,
when I first saw this is the only thing that I could think of. It really was.
You have it already? Okay.
All right, wait, hold on. Is that default?
No, because you was about to lose your job.
I know, because it's daggone.
Okay, so Meeks, like what you were saying about Damon loving a mess while AK is doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
I don't. The reason why I think, and I'm just, it is me, right? In my weirdness. You guys know how I feel about this, like with the magics and whatnot. I think that there's a real attraction between Damon and Rhaenyra, and I think he stopped because he knew he wasn't right.
That's what I'm saying. He knew he
like,
was.
I don't know if
you
guys. Yeah, like you. I mean, maybe you're younger. I mean, everybody's a good kid here, so no one's had any of these experiences. And maybe while you were younger, you got into a sexual type of situation, and maybe you backed up out of it because you were like, all right, this isn't right.
Anyway,
Not right now.
Hold on, y'all.
And that's what that felt like to me.
Let me test the mic. Can y'all hear that?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
No.
I can sing it for you if you want. You's about to lose your job. You's about to lose your job.
You ain't even got no job.
But yeah, that's what I think too. I think that he was feeling this and he knew that this attraction was there and he was just like,
I think he felt guilty. It's like he wanted to take her virginity in a brothel.
You about to lose your job. Get this thing.
Lord have mercy.
You about to lose your job.
Wait for the beat to drop.
There's a beat.
yep. Come on.
Oh my God. Or
Your job. Detaining me for nothing. Come on. Elmo dancing is the best.
Elmo is the best. Yeah.
Look, Bugs Bunny is on the team.
Bugs on beat. Awful. Oh, they didn't do this. They didn't put Bay up here.
Yes,
they
they
did.
did.
They did not do this to me. Stop doing this to me.
She's always on beat.
Take Bay off of this right
You
now.
about to lose your job.
Sydney's concerned for me in this discussion.
Let me cut that before we get it. If y'all see
Listen.
this movie, this stream is not available tomorrow.
Hey, that's Martin.
That was my exercise for today. Burn calories.
Hit us with a strike.
Tommy, you ain't got no job.
Come on, you ain't got no
Tommy ain't
damn
had a damn job.
Every once in a while, me and my buddy say that to each other. Oh, Tommy, you ain't got no job. We know that.
But yes, so I do see your point, and I feel your point, and I think that's exactly what had happened with Day Day. He was out here, and he was like, "Oh, this shit can get serious."
He was like, I care about her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he was like,
I have this plan. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to clearly doing this. Because that's why I was asking, like, why you could have done this in the castle. You could have done this when she was younger. There's all these opportunities, and you're doing it right now. So you want to embarrass her. You want to have her, for whatever reason, you want it to be public, and you want it to be this thing. And then you realize, right, like, yo, I'm feeling this. She's feeling this, and I care about her. That's what that felt like. Like, because he it was the... For me,
and the hand slam for me,
and the let me get out of here,
which is why he went and got drunk, and
feeling of
what's her name,
frustration, and
Masari.
Yeah, and then that's his ex too. So I think there's something to talk about there. But being an attractive young woman at between 16 and 20 something years of age, I have been in a situation or two where maybe the person was older or whatever, and it was like, God damn, it's like, yeah, you should get the fuck away from me. You probably should. Yeah. And that feeling, that is what that felt like, right? To her, it was like, oh, it's all fun and games. Like, I'm attracted to you. Just like 27, like this. How old are you?
Yeah, because I kind of wish that she was thinking about the fact that even if they did do this, one, it's Targaryen custom. Two, it would still work for both of their benefits because they both want to be named as heir. And so if she's technically the heir and he gets with her, then together they get what they want. I just feel like I get so frustrated seeing that they didn't do this in the first place. But I also am wondering why was Viserys so hardcore against it? Didn't he marry his sister?
That's what I'm trying. No, he didn't marry his sister. He married.
It was
no, they were cousins, right?
Yeah, and he married her, and I think that this is what's interesting when he says that. He married Aema because she made a man of him, and supposedly, like, the Knights of the Vale had a bigger, he said it, she made a man of me, right? The Knights of the Vale, that was a bigger army than the Kingdom of the North. So I'm interested to know who in the North he was supposed to marry, who was up to be married. Like, I need to go back to the history and see, because I don't remember that. And so there's that. And then what I thought immediately when he said that she made a man of me, I was like, oh, she pulled an Olenna Tyrell. So y'all probably all met up or whatever. And the next morning he woke up like, I'm a man now. My balls have dropped and I'm marrying this woman.
Yes. Exactly.
And you're wondering how it happened.
Point of contention with that though, because it said, and they said it in the show. I do believe I may be misremembering and confusing it with the book, but the age difference between Emma and Viserys, he had to wait to consummate that marriage too.
I don't know
because she was too young to do it. So the fact that he looked at Lena as being completely wrong for the skew, I feel like he again was acting out of his own desire for Alicent's, but again, at that point, he's not trying to take into account that maybe Rhaenyra might have some of her own desires until it comes down to like an argument between them, and he sees that, okay, this is the best route to have her choose her own mate. But still, even then, you got some strong advice from Lord Strong, which you should have taken, and you're not heeding that advice. Again, he could have easily had Alicent, try to get in Rhaenyra's ear, and we see now that their relationship is somewhat repaired, and that they are communicating on a decent level again. All of this could have been avoided, but you got this girl touring around the 7 realms to find a husband when there's one right there just across a waterway with House Valerion. That makes no sense that you're not paying attention to this.
It's frustrating.
That's literally the only thing that could be said. Like, damn you, Viserys.
If he really had to wait in order to bed Aemma, and he's telling his daughter that Aemma made a man out of him, that means this fool of a prince sat there and waited on a child bride in order to go and get some, straight up. Which further deepens my belief that the way that Alicent definitely got on the throne was hidden that morning, that night, which is why she was in the same dress that morning in the council chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is all you have to do is sleep with him, give him your maidenhead, and he's going to be too honor bound, like freaking stupid John or Rob.
Come on,
stupid.
I love Rob, but fucking
and
Rob.
Completely destroy everything because you decided to go and be like, okay, throw some maidenhead at you, get out of here.
I mean, that has to be true. Like, honestly,
I'm a king. Who cares?
Like, thou hast sampled it, so thou must buy it.
Right.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's got to be true because, like, when I think Meeks had talked about earlier with Alicent, and just like, how Alicent hasn't enjoyed anything. I mean, Viserys supposedly married out of like not logic and supposedly out of like his feelings, like he really liked Alicent. But that's just, I mean, that just can't be true with how he generally treats it. Like, it's a relationship of subservience still. Like, it might as well be an arranged marriage, like at this point, because Alicent even took over for a servant to like rub his wounds at some point,
right, during bath time.
And it wasn't very loving.
It's a repeat of him and Emma during Balon's childbirth.
I think it was even
just completely disregarded that. And even though they showed that little cutesy moment with him coming in and checking on Emma while she's sitting in the milk of the poppy bath, that didn't speak to me completely that he just was all caring for his wife. No, he's still trying to gun for this little half a vision that was not a vision, that he just wanted to be real so bad.
That's what he said at the fire.
Those gray rats. Yeah, he legit said that himself.
He said, I killed my wife. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you did. You did. She's like, I can't do this no more. He was like, okay.
That was a double homicide that we saw, y'all. And once we really get into the nitty gritty of the House of the Dragon and the fire and blood and the princess and the queen of it all, y'all are gonna see what we're all talking about and hinting at here. This is some extreme fuck shit, and the number one culprit to blame is Viserys.
Indecisive. Followed closely by Otto.
I think he's caused all the problems pretty much, but it's It's really fun. I don't know. I just like him so much.
Yeah. I'm loving seeing this journey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the actor is doing such a great job. And what tripped me up is what I was like, I couldn't figure out who he was. I was like, I know this actor, but where did I have seen him from? AK, you've seen Peaky Blinders, haven't you?
I haven't seen the whole series of. I only watched a couple episodes when it first came out.
He was the priest.
Yeah, I heard he was in Peaky Blinders.
He's the priest.
The priest.
Yeah.
Girl.
I definitely got to go back and see Peaky Blinders. Yeah, he was one of the like best acted characters on there for sure.
He is.
I never watched it. I gotta look at it.
It's really good. It's
you never watched it? Yo, like I haven't finished it. Like I said,
guy, right? The Jewish baker
go
guy
in there,
with
Kevin.
cancer?
Absolutely.
Well, I've been told about it for a long time because I got.
Peaky Blinders is one of those. Like I fully believe that I was British in another lifetime because legit, like a lot of my favorite shows for like the first 2 decades of my life were all BBC shows. This one is no different. I just haven't had the time to sit down and fully take it.
I'm trying to see what season he was in. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right because he was Father John Hughes.
I'm going to tell my husband.
Seems he was in season 3.
I think he was in season 3. Yeah. He's
That's
a
what IMDb just told me. I don't know. I wanted to see if Paddy Considine was in anything else. I didn't see him in anything else though.
Yes, he's the priest in that. He's really good. That show is excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
Very, very good show.
I forget that one guy's name who was in it too. I don't know. He was in Batman Begins.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy is Scarecrow.
Yeah, that's my bitch.
Who did he play in Batman?
The Scarecrow.
Okay.
He was also in like Red Eye. He was the villain in Red Eye. I didn't really see it. I just saw the trailers and I was like, you got that crazy looking face.
He actually, there's like test footage of him when he tried out for Bruce Wayne. He was almost Batman. He actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's just like Tom
like
Hiddleston.
Peaky Blinders is a thing. It's so good.
Oh yeah, Tom Hiddleston trying to be Thor. That's right. But that was never gonna work. Yeah. Anyway, but it's whatever. Actually, I've been comparing. It's not dead on, but I've been comparing Loki to Damon to some degree in my mind lately, and it's just because they don't feel 100% right about what they're doing, but they also feel bound by this like glorious purpose.
Yes.
So they move on.
It's interesting. That's a good parallel.
That's a great parallel.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's
so
interesting.
Just like Loki. Loki's so messy. He's so messy too. But I'm just like,
right.
Just
but
living in this.
He's that brand of messy that we love to see.
It's that chaos is a ladder type shit. Like the more shit around that's chaotic, he's like, you know what? Excuse me. I'm just gonna use your face as the next rung up because it's missing.
Get up literally being in time streams, I'm just scooching over here. Like, we've been trying to reach you about your multiverse insurance. That's all that Loki is doing with all this time hopping, and I am very much looking forward to Loki season 2.
Come on,
for sure.
Me too. With Kang, it looks like Kang is going to be.
Dude, Jonathan Majors is going to knock this shit out the park. We already got the teaser with Loki season 1. I am here for Tick and all of his time manipulation antics.
Well, it sounds like at D23, there's just descriptions of what the Ant-Man and Quantumania trailer was, and I guess Kang was in it. And I guess like Kang. It was I couldn't find it, but I guess like the coolest part of it was something like Kang was talking to Ant-Man or Scott Lang, and
he was like, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you yet?"
Yeah, you're one of the ones that I killed or something like that. We're like, "Oh, hold up, okay."
And that ties into the incursions that Mr. Fantastic was hinting at from 868, I believe is their world.
Yeah, and I know this is a totally separate thing, but I'm really glad. I hope John Krasinski's never back as Mr. Fantastic. I don't like it.
There's some comments for that. I
never wanted him as Mr. Fantastic.
That's a whole other 3-hour stream by itself.
That's
I know.
Funny.
So no, let's strike that from the record.
That's funny.
If you want to see us go on a Marvel tangent, look, get into the comments after we end, and maybe I'll be able to, I'll pull a team together, like Nick Fury, and we'll go through and discuss our thoughts on the MCU.
Listen, come on, sis, got it.
Actually, can I add one comment about Rhaenyra and Daemon real quick? That wasn't necessarily said. It was kind of touched upon with what I was talking about with the grooming. This was something that was added on by a friend of mine. That's basically they've experienced some stuff of this in their past, some trauma, and they kind of threw out maybe a correction of like where I kind of guided it. It was about like, okay, I do believe there's to some degree there's grooming from Daemon in there, and Rhaenyra, whether conscious or subconscious, kind of knew about it and using some of the terms that we know today. It's possibly her response with Sir Criston is a response to the grooming and abuse to some degree, which is like a hypersexualization that I definitely know. I have a few friends that they've never told me that's exactly what they would fall into, but I probably would. They've experienced some trauma in the past, sexual abuse to some degree, and I've kind of seen that play out. And there's a possibility there's like a tiny inkling of that, especially because I think this director, this episode was a female director, and I think they touch on it a little bit differently in a more nuanced way, delicately, and also showing that side of it that maybe a lot of other directors wouldn't. So I think it's actually a super interesting way to think about it. When my friend had told me, and I wanted to share it with the group because I think it's an interesting point to touch on.
Absolutely. Because, a lot of times, and I know like when me, Meeks, and Monero did our discussions on Lovecraft Country, when that was on, if y'all haven't watched Lovecraft Country, please do so. Also, that's where you'll get a good measure of the actor that Jonathan Major is, who is our future Kang in the MCU. When we were discussing that, it came down to how sexual assault is portrayed, where a man or a boy is a victim, and a lot of people will play that up for laughs in different intervals, or that, oh well, you were a dude, I was an old woman that wanted to get with you, so you got lucky and blah blah. No, that double standard is extremely real, and I can give an example of my own double standards. And yes, I know my ladies were joking around, but when it happened, I legit did have to explain, like, yo, that's a double standard. Just because I am gay and I do love the ladies does not mean that I want titties pushed anywhere against my person and gyrating
without permission.
Like that. I'm supposed to enjoy that. I didn't ask for that. If they are titties that I want to come near me, absolutely, please do. I love all the
consensual titties,
but not when I don't ask for them.
No.
And that is a very real double standard that a lot of gay women have to deal with. It's a very real double standard that a lot of men, straight and gay, have to deal with. And folks don't realize some of these things sometimes until you point them out. So yeah, you are absolutely correct, 100%, Kevin. And I've been in that situation. I know what that is like. And yeah, that is absolutely something to take into character, especially with a character like Christian Cole. Like from the original series, we could, I think a lot of us deduced that there was something sexual and possibly even romantic that happened with Christian Cole and Rhaenyra. We don't know how the story was told before, who initiated it, or how it went down, or how it really ended up. But at the end of the day, we saw Christian Cole walking away from Rhaenyra and firmly joining Team Green, and allying himself with Alicent. So the way they're playing it now, I think, is very, very interesting, because a lot of us know that original story, and when it comes to Alicent in those stories, 99 point maybe 3% of us are like, nah, fuck Alicent. This is some fuck shit. House Hightower always on that bullshit. And she, Rhaenyra was named heir, and you had to coax your son literally into taking the throne. And she did. But at the same time, you do have to take into a little bit of account the world that she was in. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like how they're playing her. The one aspect of it I don't like is how they're making her, I think, overly sympathetic. as a character. Like I said before, this is not just Otto's creation anymore. This is
I think they're setting it up,
doing her own thing.
I think they're setting it up for the switch in the actors when they become adults.
Switch, yeah, when the older actresses come in, right?
Yeah, because we're getting ready to see the last of them. I know for sure that they mentioned episode 5 is the last we will see of them, and I am saddened because Millie. Oh God, listen, they are
killing it. They are killing it. Like they have set these older actresses up spectacularly.
I just wish we could have.
I know Emma Darcy, so I think she'll be able to foot the bill, but I don't know the works of the young lady that is playing older.
Is it Amelia Cook or?
My fingers are crossed. Oh, is it Olivia Cook? I honestly don't remember.
Emma Darcy's Rhaenyra, I believe, and Olivia Cook is
Emma Darcy. Okay, Emma Darcy is Rhaenyra. No, okay, I was thinking of the wrong name. The girl that was the older brother, and she ended up being the older brother's baby mama and almost wife, I think, on Bates Motel when that was out with Freddie Highmore and
I've never actually seen Bates
Motel.
No, I've never seen it.
Dude, watch Bates Motel. It's okay. You know the Psycho movies with Norman Bates?
Mm-hmm. I know what this is about.
Basically it's basically his origin story, and Freddie Highmore plays
good doctor.
Him.
The good doctor guy.
So it was a really good show. Vera Farmiga, I think that's when I became aware of her skill. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Her fun fact, her little sister,
they are both problems.
She plays one of the witches in American Horror Story 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm. They are both problems in the acting world. I love it.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. Don't take that as a bad thing. Where she says there's the problems.
She was also in Hawkeye.
Yes, they played. Yes, she played. What's her name's mom in Hawkeye?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Oh,
who I'm pretty sure it was an agent of the Red Room, but again, that's another tinfoil stream for another day.
I like Hawkeye.
I didn't hate it. I know a lot of folks that didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. My favorite part was Yelena and the espionage that went into it all.
Cute.
But I could have done without some of it.
How many seasons is Bates Motel?
Anywho's though, those are like all of our big points. JD, my brother, JD the Dragon. Yo, JD's been putting out little clips about his reviews of the show, so go check those out. You know, hear his little 3-minute thoughts. They've been quite interesting and funny on most parts. So go check my brother out. Oh, Fandom D Saint, my baby brother, is on here. If y'all want to talk about some more dragons, like I said, I don't go beat for beat in the episodes. We all just talk about our favorite points. Tomorrow, if you want to go, from beginning to end, come join me, Fandom, and DJ Wun Wun on DJ's channel, and we'll go through everything beat for beat. Wednesday is Westworld. We'll be wrapping that season up. And then Thursday, we'll be doing the newest episode. I think it's episode 4 or 5 of She-Hulk we'll be doing. So come through.
And that was an awesome episode.
What was that?
We're going to get that together. What'd you say?
The last episode.
Is that you?
The last episode of She-Hulk was fucking awful. Excuse me. It was really awful. It was terrible.
I didn't mind it. It wasn't my favorite.
I like yourself on my channel. Have you heard my mouth?
It's awful. Like I'm
gonna watch it tonight.
It was awful. It was a waste of an episode.
It has some issues.
My favorite part was Madison. So
it was like that episode of the Avatar where they're just like flying around on Appa. It's like a whole episode where they're wasting time flying around on Appa, and you're like, why is this happening?
Pretty much.
That is what this episode is. There's nothing that is.
It was a filler. It was a filler episode.
But filler episodes, only like 8 episodes.
It was a filler episode.
Exactly. Like, okay. Exactly. And the last episode was a light out for Megan Thee Stallion, which is great. I love Megan Thee Stallion. It's okay. All right. We're there. It's awesome. But at the same time, like, how is this connecting to the MCU? I need more. Where the hell did Bruce go? Okay, like, when are you going to send Jokey behind, like, She-Hulk into a situation where she needs to be serious and actually figure something out and use her brain?
I think they're getting there.
We'll get there all freaking ready. I don't feel like watching her freaking girl power and power through sexism. You wanna know why? Because I do that in my real life.
That is
This is
true.
supposed to be a fantasy world for me. Guys are not watching freaking Captain America and freaking Winter Soldier go to the dang gym and have leg day, and one of them gets a cramp, and the whole freaking show is about how he needs water to help him stretch out the cramp. Like, that is the equivalent of what is happening in She-Hulk. Like, this has nothing to do with this. I don't feel like hearing about sexism. I don't feel like looking at the intersection of racism and sexism and oppression. I don't feel like it. You want to know why? Because I have to do it all the time. I don't feel like it. I want her to be a hero. I want her to be a hero. I want her to freaking save the day or something, man. Like, I just.
Well, it's like I think all that stuff is good, but the problem is that, and I think maybe this is kind of what you're getting to. And let me know if I'm wrong. This is what I'm extrapolating. Is I think what you're saying is right, but like Disney like beats you over the head with this message. Like, it should be more subtle.
It's not even more subtle. I think they should just up the level of the ratedness. They're so intent on making everything palatable to everybody. That even with Daredevil, I'm fucking worried. I'm worried because Daredevil, I need to see somebody's throat get ripped out. Like, I don't want to see it from the back, the hand. No, I want to see it from the front. I want to see the vocal cords. Okay, I want to see it. I want to see the hole where you swallow.
When it comes to the Defenders, yes, and also with what we know was coming if Netflix would have been allowed to continue, the Daughters of the Dragon with Colleen Wiig and Misty Knight. Also, Feige, if you haven't planned for it yet, please get Misty Knight's fine ass on there because I would really appreciate some
I just think
for my LGBT folks.
Everything going to Disney is
please, thank you. Yeah, if they did all that, it wouldn't be that hard. And also, Disney they've already started putting random age restrictions on certain things.
I'm like, that's great.
When they got all of the Netflix properties, they changed that shit up. Like, you have to have
Punisher
access to get that, and Punisher especially. And we already know John Berthal is come back, so they got to get that together.
His neck too.
Well, they're making Deadpool, and supposedly it's going to be just like the Fox movie. So I mean, they're gonna have to dice it. They're gonna have to like.
They gotta step it up. Look, see, and that's the thing that I've been trying to tell folks about Disney for years. Disney may seem like they're trying to cater to all of the fluffy snowflakes and be kid friendly and whatnot. Disney is a business. Do you hear me?
They want to get the most
Disney. They will go wherever they need to go, which is why you have all this bloodshed that they're okay showing on the original Daredevil properties, bringing in, and all of the Defender properties with all of that randomness that happened. Just saying. And again.
Well, the universe is so big, they can do it.
Yep, they are. Everything's connected now, so there's a lot they can do with it. Yeah, Disney here to make more money. You're right. That's exactly it.
Can I say a funny, dumb comment to make fun of myself?
I love it.
No,
this is a dumb thing to make fun of myself. It goes all the way back. It might not be
dumb, but go ahead.
No, it was dumb. Like from 5 minutes ago. All right, so when the song WAP came out, I'm talking about Meg Thee Stallion now. When the song WAP came out, I knew who Cardi B was. I didn't know who Meg Thee Stallion was. And I remember I listened to the song and I was like, good for this random person named Meg Thee Stallion to actually get the chance to be with Cardi B. That's pretty cool. And now I found out that she's like I don't listen to that ton of rap, but she's my favorite actually.
Listen, I've been listening to her and Beyonce.
And that's the thing with a lot of those. Like, a lot of folks wanted to have beef about that song coming out, but meanwhile, I'm over here like, y'all, did you people forget who Uncle Luke was in the 90s? Men have been talking about women and their pussies for many decades now. So fuck y'all when you think there's a problem that a woman is doing it for us.
I'm just saying, I want you to hit that dangling thing in the back of my throat.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, that is another stream. That is another stream for another day.
It's coming out sloggy.
If y'all want us to go into all of that, we can, but not today, okay? I'm invoking my Arya Stark clause. Not today. We all got work in the morning.
But the macaroni in a pot thing changed my life, though.
Did it? You didn't know? So wait, you never. That's the thing. That is a colloquial. So that is for the culture right there. That's a point. That's a culture point right there, because that is actually a colloquialism that is well known in the community. They call it mac and cheese pea, and so it being in a song was hilarious because that is literally what it's called. That is what guys call it. They call it mac and cheese.
But I only had like major caucasity to learn from an America Pie. Like that's all I got.
And you put the spoon in the mac and cheese, and it makes that noise. That's what you
have to bake mac and cheese. Like wait. It makes that sound in baked mac and cheese.
Yes,
mix it around.
Exactly. That's the difference right there. Baked mac and cheese versus American mac and cheese.
You don't stir, you fold.
You
because American mac and cheese,
and you don't cook it on the stove top. You put it in the oven.
Some people don't bake it, but black Americans all bake their mac and cheese. It's not like an exclusively.
This is important information. I made hot dogs in boiling water, and I got yelled at.
Ginger ale time, believe it. Well, yeah, no, it's a very important point. I mean, when it comes, if you want, if you want to hear the sound, my suggestion is to go online and look up Patti LaBelle's Over the Rainbow Macaroni and Cheese, right?
Yes.
It's pretty basic black mac and cheese recipe, pretty basic, really easy.
Motown.
And I guarantee you that you will hear that sound when you mix the cheese and the noodles. That sound that you hear, if you've ever been blessed with some wop, that is the exact sound that you should be hearing. And if not, then go and talk to some of your friends and see if you can find someone who actually has the wop.
You might need to.
But it is do a few expeditions. It's American as apple pie. It's just our apple pie, baked mac and cheese. So think of it like that from a cultural standpoint. That was
no
the whole
need
thing.
for breadcrumbs.
Please, no breadcrumbs.
This is black American as macaroni and cheese.
Breadcrumbs.
And it's wet and it's big and it's thick.
Son, look,
it's delicious.
The chat room.
It's creamy.
The chat
There's a lot of things about mac and cheese that you could talk about right now. Like I don't even know how else to. I feel like somebody's gonna come out right now and go, "You're supposed to gatekeep this. You're not."
No, see, you know what it is. Okay, but you know what it is. Okay, this is not only just regular black culture, but this is also our West Indian culture seeping into that. That's how you get to it. I'm just saying.
Whoa.
This is from the South.
Look, like you already got extended an invite to the cookout, Kev. So trying to prepare you for the deliciousness that is ahead.
I feel like they have so much to learn. Like WAP is
not
enough.
Yeah, so you're from Michigan. Okay, that's the thing. You gotta be in the South.
Can I share a fun tweet that me and you conversed on a couple months ago, though, Kevin?
Oh yeah,
and it was the beginning of maybe not the beginning, but maybe halfway through the summertime when all those memes about the hoochie daddy shorts were going around, and Kevin had posted on Twitter like, I don't know exactly what this phenomenon is, but y'all, should I get involved?
Yeah.
I had seen a post from somebody, and it was basically a dude very provocatively pressed against the wall, and there was a young lady behind him like whispering in his ear and licking his neck, talking about, I done told you about wearing them hoochie shorts around me. And I sent him that as a reply, and I was like, yo, Kev, if you trying to get down, then go on with it.
I was alive, you know what I'm saying?
Get
yours.
I did.
Oh my god.
Yes. This is where I have to come in.
They look good.
I have to come in from the culture and say, Kev, in the event that you are trying to attract WAP. No,
it's so good.
To help you out. If you are trying to attract WAP, hoochie daddy shorts are cool, but we're going into the fall. It is called gray sweatpants season.
Come on.
Right? I'm gonna need you
getting there. Yes.
to go into your locker.
Absolutely.
You know what the sweatpants season is, right?
Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm going to help you get the mac and cheese, bro.
Come on.
Right now,
listen, what's the deal with the gray sweatpants? Is it because like you can kind of see
through.
like the outline of
Yes.
Okay, so on the male on the male side, on the melanated male side, during hot season, you have sundress season. Now sundress season is for you're like, oh yeah, you know what sundress season is.
I know what sundress
season is when all
we're speaking the same language currently.
And y'all get happy. All right. Now the flip side of this for women is called gray sweatpants season.
Whoa.
Now I don't know what the Lord above was doing when he decided to bless us. Gray sweatpants. For some reason, somebody decided they should be made of a material that is lighter than regular sweatpants. We don't know who came up with this. We don't ask the questions. We just accept the And so during gray sweatpants season, your job, sir, if you are trying to attract the WAP, is to go out in your most comfortable drawers. Like I'm talking about the ones that hold absolutely nothing down, Kev. And you put on the gray sweatpants, Kev, and you walk around. You just walk around and you do your thing everywhere you are. Gray sweatpants. And if you do not believe me, you can literally Google gray sweatpants season. There are memes about how men will literally hurry their friends out the house. Like, don't you come over here in no gray sweatpants, man. Don't you wear
I told you I'm wearing them Gucci daddy sweatpants around me, bruh.
I had no idea. I always thought people were just being sloppy. Turns out that's
no, it is a thing.
Yeah.
It's cold outside, Kevin. You know, we can't see. We can't see anything.
I own
don't know what your shape's like.
Pairs of sweatpants. All right.
I'm gonna need you to purchase some. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to help you out, Kevin.
They cheap at Walmart, bro.
No,
yeah,
you don't want those.
Legit,
you don't want the ones from Walmart. Well, no,
because they're thinner, so you know the imprint stands out more.
That's true.
You want to go to a Nike if you want the WAP. I'm telling you, don't do Walmart. If you want the WAP, do not get the Walmart. Go to your local Lids, Nike, whatever, you know.
I want to make sure that we can maximize my bulge if necessary.
Yes. You need it to fit, right? Because they have different fits of gray sweatpants. That's not like it was in the 90s. They have where it tapers at the top. You know, you got ankles or something. You have great calves. Show those off. You can get them tight around the butt if you got some roundness, right? It's gray sweatpants season. You have to see what fits your body type, Kevin. I'm just telling you. This is how you do it. If you want to experience the mac and cheese, and you know, this is a PSA for everyone out there.
Yeah.
Gray sweatpants season is cometh. You know,
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
No, absolutely. I mean, hey, I feel like I'm learning so much. I didn't know about this. I didn't know how it accentuated the male form.
Yo,
and this is pretty helpful. Look, I knew about the shorts, but
think about this. You know, that loving picture of, you know, quote unquote America's ass from the MCU.
Girlfledge.
That's the thing, bruh. You can aspire to actually be that, and
I have been buying my husband sweatpants almost every year around Christmas time. This fool hasn't caught on yet. I love Christmas. When you can walk around in sweatpants. Oh yeah, do it for me, Daddy. What? Get out of here. This is great. I love seeing him. I got him some. I was like, oh yeah, let's get pajamas so that we can all dress up like a family. Yeah, right. Excuse for red and white sweatpants. Let that thing hang. I'm happy. I love it when he wears sweatpants. That is my jam.
Is there a gray? Is there a color other than gray that fits in, or is it just gray?
Well, gray is traditional. You know, I'm trying to help you attract the WAP. Yeah. Right, like that is classic. I'm trying to help you attract the WAP. Now, once you can slip them off, you can do different.
And they easily on and off. Exactly.
I know what you're talking about. It's the sundress of pants. Yeah,
it is the sundress, but for men, you get it. See, it's free flowy. There's air. There's shape. There's things. Just like you got that nice air. You can look at a woman and you can tell it. Like my husband's always like, you can try to hide it as much as you want. You'll always be able to see a woman's shape as a man. Like you can see it. The same thing is true for women. You can put whatever you want Is the way you walk and the way we can tell. And gray sweatpants helps us during the cold months, right? When we, during the cold months, when you need to layer up and bundle a little bit, you need a sweatpants or something, you need to be a little warmer, right?
Mind you, real quick interjection, B. I know the level that Lady Diligence is speaking on, and let me get into the
come on,
slight
get in there. Just prep yourself a little bit. Go ahead.
I do absolutely know the level that Lady Diligence is speaking on, fam. And for my rainbow brothers and sisters, when it comes to the hoochie daddy shorts or the hoochie mama shorts and the sweatpants, that street runs both ways. So, like I've always said when we talk about it on the ginger ale and ginger beer chats, learn to know your woman's body, and it will never steer you wrong. Matter of fact, I will be going into surgery. Some of y'all know I've been having some health issues lately. By the end of this month, I'll be going down and into recovery. And while I'm in recovery, I'm going to have a little bit of free time to do more free streams. So we're going to touch on this in depth at some point. And, for you ladies that might want to know how to coach your male counterparts, and for the ladies that might need to know how to coach your lady counterparts, the Lord Commander AK is here to help. This is Pussy 101, and we got you covered if you need to get through.
That's like a community service thing. Like,
it is.
Here trying to solve world hunger. Well, look at you, girl.
The Lord Commander is always here to help out the realm.
Won't she do it?
As it goes.
Won't she do it?
Won't she do it?
I'm just saying.
All right, but on another note, though, again, like I said, we got to go to fucking work in the morning, so we got to cut this out, y'all.
I'm gonna be late.
Again, join myself, Fandom D Saint, and DJ Wun Wun on his channel, on DJ Wun Wun's channel tomorrow. We'll be talking some more Dragon Thoughts, and on Wednesday we'll be going through those last 2 episodes of Westworld for season 4. Thursday is She-Hulk Thursday. We'll be getting to that next episode. And Kev, thank you for being here, bro. It has been great. Me and you've been rapping on these Twitter streets and on YouTube. Once upon a time, Game of Thrones. And, we've been conversing all the time in the comments.
It's been a minute.
And I'm so glad that I was able to get you on here. First time here for y'all. I
don't stream a lot.
We can do this again. For some more group discussions coming up, because we know House of the Dragon isn't going to be over after 1 season, y'all. We're going to be bored for a little bit, with HBO's content on Sundays again, but we'll be back, and, I'm going to have all of my folks back with me. And again, it was a pleasure, Kevin. So let's do the wrap up. Kev, we'll start with you. Let us know where to find you and all of those great streams that you have done in the past, sir. What's up?
I haven't done great streams. Get out of here.
The lies you tell. Stop it.
I have done streams once upon a time. That is accurate. You can find me on youtube.com/productions. BATT.
Just let me show you, you hitting the ladies. I'm just saying.
Gosh.
Lord Commander is notorious around these streets for being a great wingman. I'm just saying. If you
I was open to the gray sweatpants. I think that's
and the mac and cheese in the pot. That's some wet ass pussy. But continue.
Yeah. Do you know how long it was so fun to learn the lyrics to that song? It just changed my life.
This is so great.
Anyway,
you know who else is really cool at learning rap lyrics? It's gonna surprise y'all. Harry Potter. Go check out Radcliffe's renditions of him doing some rap on late night TV shows that he's been on. The kid's nice.
Yeah, he's a good time.
He's being Weird Al Yankovic and
and I'm good with that. That fits him so well.
I'll also, if someone's like, you find it on Twitter, the Batt Pro. I couldn't fit the Batt Production, so it's the BATT Pro. You can look me up there if you want, and it has all the links to my stuff and just random, crap I talk. I'm not a great Twitterer, but I'm active. I'm all right. I like to get in there. So you can find me on there. And of course, feel free to chat, all that fun stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. but it's been really fun being here with y'all today. That's one of the reasons why I don't stream as much, because I kind of do it solo. Like I have this weird thing where there's a little Damon in me where I know the way to basically get more famous, get more subscribers, get all that kind of stuff is to collaborate with other people. And I kind of mostly refuse to do that. I kind of want to get there on my own merits to some degree these days. So yeah, it's definitely the dumber and harder way to go about it. But that's a lot of times I just do it on my own.
I wouldn't say dumber and harder. I've done that myself a lot of times. I mean, and again, I always tell folks, like, if you want to see me, go to my friends' channels and sub to them, because that's usually where I'm at, not my own channel. But I don't think that's a dumb thing at all. And you have built your stuff on your own merit, and I think I don't have that many subscribers, but for the things that I do, I think I have a decent amount of folks that sub to me, and they always get the word out there. And for whatever reason, more people keep coming in. So
it's true. Your stream right now probably has more people active in it than if I were to put one on right now, just because it's a good group. I think y'all know definitely what you're talking about. And you're really fun about it.
Having you here with us.
Yeah, it's been a cool time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's go over to Meeks. What you got coming up? Meeks usually has like all the things.
So I literally have all the
things. List. Give us that updated list, please.
Me. I have I have House of the Dragon on Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm doing Grimm. I'm on season 2 right now. I'm really enjoying it. It's a blast. Yes.
Grimm is such a great show, y'all. Check it out.
Is that like the Brothers Grimm stories type stuff?
Yes, but not the fairy tale versions, the original horror story versions.
Oh, okay.
It's really
all
fun.
wrapped up into a cop show.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yes, it's really fun. It's really entertaining. I'm enjoying it immensely. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are my K-drama days. Yes, I'm a K-drama head. I just finished up Flower of Evil. I'm working on editing the rest of Extraordinary Attorney Woo, which was really excellent. I'm also doing Mr. Queen on Thursdays. And eventually, when I get to edit this long-ass video, I will start back up Sense 8, which will be Wednesdays and Fridays. And then I have She-Hulk on Thursdays. And then I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, Umbrella Academy, Peaky Blinders is coming up. I finished season 6, so season 6 is coming for you. And I gotta pick a new K-drama. So yeah, that's that. And then I have gaming, which I'm working through Witcher 3. I finished the Hearts of Stone DLC. I'm working on Blood and Wine, and yeah.
Other cops are coming. What's going on?
I don't know who's in trouble. Who's in trouble?
It's Atlanta. Like,
okay. So I'm like, it's not me.
We in Atlanta.
Because if they're coming to me, I gotta put my badge on. Because
I am, and I'm not even in a bad area. So like, don't even like. It's just
in, like,
Atlanta.
Peachtree. Is that what the thing?
Why would I tell you guys that on the internet? Like,
right. Yeah, we.
But no, I'm not.
Anonymity.
That was loud. They was right outside your house.
I mean, right there. Like,
it was coming.
All right, hey, and JD, yeah, absolutely. And
yes,
I know Lady D knows what the ginger ale and ginger beer streams are. And Meeks, I know I've told you about it. Kev, it's basically streams where we just, sit, hang out, talk our nerdy shit. And a lot of times, X-rated and R-rated convo comes into play. And it's just always a good time.
Yeah.
So
that sounds fun.
We definitely, it's been a while. It's been a long while since we've done that. So we might have to get that hooked up within the
because you're probably, you're focused on business, right? I get it.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, pretty much.
You got a big streaming lineup, so I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Business.
All right, B. I'm sorry, Meeks. Were you done?
That's all I have. That's it. I'm finished.
All right, B. What you got coming up? And I know it's on my list actually to tackle this week to get you all of the older theory vids that you have pulled. Yes, so I will be doing that this week.
Because of you guys, I've actually gone back into the rabbit hole of what is the Grand Northern,
I love
the GNA. So I'm back in the GNA because
Yes.
You pulled me back here.
It matters.
And I really mean to be back here. But it's the ice. It's the pact of ice and fire that did it. Like that, I couldn't. Like I literally. That was it. That was it for me. And so right now, I have been working on my Stannis. You know, the son of the Maester. I think that's where I may have left off before. It was like Stannis, she's son of a Maester. I think we had a discussion about it. And so I was working on the script for You Son of a Maester. And that is all about how Stannis knows everything. He knows about Mance not being dead. He knows about all of these things based on what we know he's learned from being the son of a Maester. And so it's a lot of content to sort of like move around. And I'm realizing how rusty I am from not picking up these books in a while. But I promise you guys, you will get it because I'm actively working on it. And when you can give me the old videos, I really appreciate them. Maybe I can like fix the sound on them or something, or just re-upload them because I do want to get restarted. And yeah, that's it. So look out for that
Grand Realm conspiracy.
And this is what. If anyone else can answer me why the Iron Bank would loan the Night's Watch money when they are dead broke, but it took Stannis Baratheon, who should be the true king of Westeros, half a damn day straight without sleep to convince them to do anything when they could actually get paid back by him this is a mystery. Like no, it's not a mystery, but this is like, come on, we need to talk about these things. So I think I do just want to get it out for all my nerds who still care about book lore. Yeah, that's coming, and then all the rest of the old stuff that we used to talk about, like Jamie spilling the beans and all that stuff. I still have notes from it that I've been looking through. So look out for that, guys. It'll be slow coming, but it'll get there.
Yay!
Awesome.
That's exciting.
Indeed.
Yes.
And I'll just piggyback onto that. Like I said, I will get those videos back over to B so she can get those properly uploaded and edited as she sees fit. And again, we'll be here for the whole House of the Dragon season. I think we're going up to 10 episodes or so. Yes, so I've got a few more guests already lined up, and like I said before, I'm not going to announce them this season. If you want to know who the guests are, you got to come in when we start and sit and converse here with us. And it's been a blast, Kevin. Thank you for coming on with me. It was fun. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again. We'll probably do like a huge big season wrap up, and just try to get as many of us guests together as I can so we can do the thing. What's that? Go ahead.
I'll be on Sean Tanktop's channel.
Yes.
For House of the Dragon. I forgot.
Okay, wait. What date was it?
22nd.
The 20. Okay, so the 22nd, and I've talked about Sean's channel quite a lot. Actually, that's how I found Meeks, was through a Lovecraft Country discussion that she was on his panel for. So definitely go and support the homie Sean Tanktop. Tell him that AK and Meeks sent you there, so we can continue the good vibes between our channels and do some switcheroos and collaborations and whatnots. And that's it for this episode. We'll be back. I wasn't feeling that good yesterday, so I didn't do the live watch along, but I will be back next Sunday with the live watch along for episode 5, and then we'll be right back here again on Monday for the discussion. So come through, hit us up. I believe I'm gonna have a very decent musician on. That's pretty big in our Game of Thrones community. As soon as y'all see his name, y'all gonna know who he is. But maybe you're not thinking about the same person I am. There's a few of them out there. So come through and hang out with us. Thanks everybody for coming through. Tawny, Circle Brothers, Ron, the homie. I know Ron because we went to high school together. No. And yeah, he's a great dude. Swagger, Winter's Lady, Casey, House Drawbridge was in here. CC, what is CC's handle? Duncan Egg, I think, is her handle. infamous Kiki. Kiki, I met her, maybe just a few months ago, hanging with Tony on Teflon TV, and we've been rapping since then.
Oh,
Kiki's
Tony
awesome.
Teflon.
She also has really good vids that she's been doing, so please go check her channel out. Imagination Realm, Jackie C, Sis, Ontavia, always great to see you. Amy Collins, thank you for coming through. Let me scroll back up a
I like
little
Tony.
bit more here.
Tony's one of those people in the Game of Thrones community I always liked.
Yeah, he is. He is absolutely cool people, and we've collabed a lot through our YouTube tenure.
That's good.
Let's see, Tony J Town, my brother JD the Dragon. We always get things together with JD on the Nerd Tip. He's a writer just like I am. He's actually working on 2 or 3 really good book series now. I really hope he finishes them because I think the public is going to like him when he does and puts them out there. Imagination Realm, Jackie C. Let's see. Mighty Max. Hello. Another new name in the chat. I don't believe I've seen you before. Welcome. Always love meeting new folks around here. Bird Lady Speaks, and Bird Lady's been following us for a while. Her name's different now, but we remember who she is and we honor her. Thank you for coming through. Let me go back up. Mina Ruth was in earlier, and sadly, StreamYard and YouTube did not allow me to go all the way back up. So if I missed any of you guys, shout yourself out in the comments. Ion Throne, it was pretty much the Raven of the realm. Like whenever any of us are going live talking about thrones or these dragons and House of the Dragon, Ion Throne is tweeting all of our stuff out there. So we see you, bro. We love you for it still. Thank you for always helping us out. And we gonna get out of here. And we'll be back next Monday with all of the tomfoolery and lulls that you have come to expect. So thanks for hanging with us. Catch y'all later. Be safe out there. And please stop touching shit. Don't touch things that you ain't supposed to touch, okay?
Don't touch it.